conceptualization of artificial intelligence, AI, in the 19th century, though not realized in the technical sense we understand today, can be traced back to several key theories and principles that emerged during that time. One of the most influential ideas was the development of mechanical automata, which were intricate machines designed to mimic human actions and behaviors. These early machines, often seen as mere curiosities or entertainment, were deeply rooted in the growing understanding of mechanical engineering and the principles of logic. The fascination with creating lifelike machines hinted at a deeper desire to understand and possibly replicate human thought and reasoning. In parallel, the work of mathematicians and logicians such as George Boole, who introduced Boolean algebra, laid the groundwork for the logical structure that would become essential in the development of computer science and, eventually, AI. Boole's work demonstrated that logical statements could be represented mathematically, which was a revolutionary idea at the time. This principle allowed for the possibility of machines that could process logical operations, a fundamental aspect of modern AI. Moreover, the 19th century was marked by significant advancements in the understanding of human cognition and the workings of the mind. Theories of psychology and neurology began to take shape, with figures like Charles Babbage contributing to the notion that the human mind could be understood and even emulated by machines. Babbage's design of the analytical engine, a mechanical general-purpose computer, was a crucial step toward this idea. Although the analytical engine was never fully built during his lifetime, it embodied the concept of a machine capable of performing complex calculations and, theoretically, reasoning processes. Additionally, the era's philosophical explorations, particularly those influenced by the Industrial Revolution, encouraged thinkers to consider the implications of machines that could think or act autonomously. The Romantic era's fascination with the boundaries between human and machine and the nature of consciousness itself further fueled speculative ideas about the creation of artificial beings. Writers and philosophers of the time, inspired by the rapid technological advancements, began to explore the possibility of machines that could rival human intelligence, even if such ideas remained firmly in the realm of fiction. These early concepts, rooted in a combination of mechanical innovation, mathematical logic, and philosophical inquiry, created a fertile ground for the eventual emergence of artificial intelligence as a distinct field. The 19th century, with its blend of scientific curiosity and industrial progress, provided the intellectual and conceptual tools that would later be essential in the development of AI. While the practical realization of AI would not come until much later, the foundational principles laid during this period were crucial in shaping the direction of future technological advancements. If Charles Babbage had successfully completed his work on the analytical engine, the course of early AI development could have taken a dramatically different trajectory. The analytical engine, as conceived by Babbage, was designed to be the first mechanical general-purpose computer, capable of performing any calculation or operation that could be expressed in algebraic notation. This was an extraordinary leap from the simpler calculating machines of the time, such as the difference engine, which was limited to specific arithmetic functions. Had Babbage completed the analytical engine, it might have provided a tangible and functioning model of a machine that could follow a sequence of instructions, or what we now call a program. This would have offered early scientists and engineers a concrete example of how complex operations could be automated, potentially accelerating interest in automating not just calculations, but also reasoning and decision-making processes. The machine's ability to store numbers and instructions, change those instructions mid-operation, and produce results based on conditional logic could have directly influenced the earliest thoughts about machine intelligence. Furthermore, the very existence of the analytical engine might have spurred further theoretical and practical developments in computing much sooner than they occurred. It would have demonstrated that a machine could, in theory, replicate the logical processes of the human mind, particularly in its ability to handle different operations based on varying inputs. This concept is a fundamental part of AI, where machines are designed to adapt their responses based on the data they process. Babbage's engine could have been the earliest platform on which to experiment with such adaptive mechanisms, encouraging the exploration of machine learning principles long before they became a field of study. Moreover, the completion of the analytical engine could have influenced the development of early algorithms, particularly those that mimic human thought processes. Ada Lovelace, who worked closely with Babbage, had already speculated that the engine could go beyond mere number crunching to manipulate symbols and create music or art. If these ideas had been fully realized in a working machine, it could have sparked early explorations into symbolic AI, where computers are used to process and understand abstract concepts in ways that imitate human intelligence. The societal impact of a working analytical engine would also have been profound. Seeing a machine perform tasks that were previously the sole domain of human intellect might have inspired early 19th century thinkers to more seriously consider the implications of machines that could think or perform complex tasks independently. This could have led to a much earlier start in addressing the philosophical and ethical questions surrounding AI, questions that became critical only in the 20th century. In essence, if Babbage had succeeded with the analytical engine, it could have laid a foundation not just for modern computing, but for the conceptualization and development of artificial intelligence itself. The engine might have served as a precursor to the electronic computers that would later be developed, but more importantly, it would have provided an early model for machines capable of executing complex instructions, a core principle that underlies AI. This alternate history could have seen the birth of AI much earlier, potentially reshaping the technological landscape of the 19th and early 20th centuries. If Ada Lovelace had lived longer and had the opportunity to further her work, she might have laid the groundwork for theoretical frameworks that could have significantly influenced early AI development. Lovelace, often credited as the world's first computer programmer, possessed an exceptional ability to grasp the potential of Charles Babbage's analytical engine beyond mere calculation. Her vision extended to the idea that such a machine could manipulate symbols according to rules and that these symbols could represent anything, not just numbers. This insight hinted at the core concept of symbolic representation, which is foundational in artificial intelligence. Lovelace's deep understanding of both mathematics and logic, combined with her imaginative approach to the potential applications of computing machines, suggests that she could have developed early theories on how machines might simulate aspects of human thought. She already speculated on the engine's capacity to go beyond arithmetic to tasks like composing music, which involves complex patterns and abstract thinking. This idea aligns closely with what we now consider machine learning and artificial creativity, where AI is used to generate new, original works based on learned patterns. Moreover, Lovelace's conceptualization of the analytical engine as a machine that could be programmed to perform a wide range of tasks depending on the instructions given touches on the very essence of AI programming. Had she continued her work, she might have explored the possibilities of machines learning from data or adapting their behavior based on new information, a key principle of AI. Her thoughts could have evolved into early theories on machine learning or the idea of neural networks, which are central to modern AI. In addition, Lovelace's reflections on the limitations and potential of machines could have provided an ethical framework for AI development. She was aware that the analytical engine could only execute what it was instructed to do, emphasizing the role of human creativity and decision-making in guiding these machines. This awareness of the human element in machine operation might have led her to explore the ethical implications of machine autonomy and the importance of ensuring that machines act in ways that align with human values, a discussion that remains critical in AI development today. Her ability to blend mathematical rigor with a philosophical understanding of technology's broader implications could have made her an influential voice in the early theoretical discourse on AI. Lovelace might have proposed ideas about how machines could be designed to understand and process human language or solve problems in ways that mimic human reasoning. These contributions could have accelerated the exploration of artificial intelligence, placing Lovelace as a pioneer not just in programming but in the conceptual underpinnings of AI itself. In this alternate history, Ada Lovelace's theoretical contributions could have provided the intellectual scaffolding for AI decades before the field officially emerged. Her unique perspective, combining technical skill with imaginative foresight, might have influenced the direction of early AI research, potentially bringing forward the development of intelligent machines and shaping the ethical considerations that accompany them. In the 19th century, the scientific community's reaction to the idea of machines exhibiting human-like intelligence would likely have been a mix of fascination, skepticism, and intense debate. The period was marked by rapid advancements in science and technology, But the notion that a machine could think or reason like a human would have pushed the boundaries of what many considered possible. While the Industrial Revolution had already introduced machines capable of performing tasks with incredible precision and speed, the leap from mechanical efficiency to cognitive capability would have seemed to many a bridge too far. The fascination would have stemmed from the era's growing interest in understanding the human mind and the mechanisms that govern thought and consciousness. Theories of psychology and neurology were beginning to take shape, with early scientists like Franz Gall exploring the physical structure of the brain in relation to cognitive function. The idea that these processes could be replicated in a machine would have intrigued those on the cutting edge of these fields. Scholars might have been captivated by the prospect of unlocking the secrets of human thought by building a mechanical counterpart, potentially offering insights into the nature of consciousness itself. However, skepticism would have been a significant hurdle. The 19th century was still heavily influenced by religious and philosophical ideas that placed human intelligence and consciousness on a unique pedestal. The notion that a machine, created by human hands, could exhibit the same qualities would have challenged deeply held beliefs about the nature of the soul, free will, and the human experience. Many scientists might have dismissed the idea as fantastical, more suited to the pages of speculative fiction than serious scientific inquiry. At the same time, the period was rich with philosophical debate about the implications of such technology. Influenced by the Romantic movement, which often emphasized the spiritual and emotional over the purely rational, some intellectuals might have viewed the concept of human-like intelligence in machines as a dangerous overreach of human ambition. The fear of creating something that could potentially surpass its creator, a theme that would later become central to discussions about AI, might have emerged, echoing the cautionary tales found in literature like Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, which explored the consequences of unchecked scientific exploration. Yet, there would also have been those within the scientific community who were more open to the idea, particularly among those engaged in early studies of automation and logic. Figures like George Boole, whose work laid the foundation for digital logic, might have seen the potential for machines to carry out complex logical operations, hinting at the possibility of a form of machine intelligence. These pioneers could have been the first to hypothesize about the practical applications of such machines, envisioning a future where intelligent machines could assist with everything from calculations to decision-making, fundamentally transforming society. Overall, the idea of machines exhibiting human-like intelligence in the 19th century would have been a provocative topic, stimulating both excitement and apprehension. The scientific community's reaction would likely have been divided, with some embracing the possibilities and others warning of the unknown consequences. This tension between innovation and caution would have set the stage for the ongoing debates that continue to shape our understanding of artificial intelligence today. During the 19th century, mathematics and logic would have played a crucial role in the early formulation of AI concepts, serving as the intellectual backbone for imagining machines that could simulate human thought processes. This era witnessed significant developments in these fields, which laid the groundwork for understanding how reasoning, decision-making, and problem-solving could be translated into mechanical operations. Mathematics, particularly through the advent of algebra and calculus, provided the language for expressing complex relationships and operations that could be manipulated in a structured way. The work of mathematicians like George Boole was particularly pivotal. Boole's development of Boolean algebra, which allowed logical statements to be expressed in mathematical terms, created a system where true or false values could be used to perform logical operations. This binary logic is foundational to the concept of programming, where decisions and actions are determined by sequences of true-false statements, a principle that underlies much of modern AI. In parallel, the field of logic was undergoing its own transformation. The efforts to formalize logic, seen in the works of philosophers and logicians, aimed to understand how human reasoning could be broken down into fundamental rules. The aspiration to distill complex thought into a series of logical steps was crucial because it hinted at the possibility of designing machines that could follow these steps to arrive at conclusions, much like a human mind. This idea that reasoning could be mechanized was a radical departure from traditional views, but it resonated with the growing belief in the power of mathematics and logic to explain natural phenomena. The role of mathematics and logic in this context would have been to provide the tools and frameworks necessary to conceptualize how machines could mimic human intelligence. For instance, the concept of an algorithm, a step-by-step procedure for calculations, emerged from these disciplines and would have been seen as a method by which a machine could carry out complex tasks. Early formulations of AI would likely have revolved around the idea that if human reasoning could be expressed mathematically, then machines could, in theory, be programmed to replicate these processes. Moreover, these fields offered a way to explore the limits of machine capabilities. Through mathematical logic, early theorists could speculate about what types of problems machines might solve and which ones would remain beyond their reach. This inquiry would have naturally led to discussions about the nature of intelligence itself and whether it was something that could be fully captured through mechanical means. Questions about whether machines could truly understand or simply follow instructions without comprehension would have emerged from these mathematical and logical explorations. In this alternate history, the marriage of mathematics and logic would have driven the early conceptualization of AI, making them the essential disciplines for imagining how machines could be designed to think. These tools would have allowed the first steps towards creating artificial intelligence to be taken, providing a framework for understanding how human cognition might be replicated, or at least approximated, by mechanical means. The intellectual currents of the 19th century, powered by advances in these fields, would have positioned them at the heart of any early attempts to envision the creation of intelligent machines. The limitations of 19th century technology would have significantly impacted the development of AI, shaping it in ways that reflected the era's mechanical nature rather than the electronic sophistication we associate with artificial intelligence today. The most obvious constraint would have been the lack of electronic computers, which are essential for the processing power required to run complex algorithms and handle vast amounts of data. Instead, any early AI concepts would have been rooted in mechanical systems, which were inherently slower, less flexible, and more prone to errors than their modern electronic counterparts. The sheer physicality of 19th century machinery would have imposed severe constraints on what could be achieved. Machines of the time, like Babbage's analytical engine, were enormous, intricate, and operated using gears, levers, and punched cards. While these machines could, in theory, perform complex calculations, their mechanical nature meant that any attempt to create something akin to AI would have been limited to very simple, deterministic tasks. The absence of microprocessors and memory storage meant that even the most advanced machines could only handle a fraction of the operations necessary for anything resembling true artificial intelligence. Moreover, the lack of advanced materials and precision engineering would have further hindered the development of AI. The components of these early machines were prone to wear and malfunction, making it difficult to maintain the consistency and reliability needed for more complex, AI-like operations. The difficulty of producing highly intricate parts would have made scaling these machines impractical, thereby limiting the scope of any early AI experiments to small, highly specific tasks rather than the broad, adaptable intelligence we envision today. Another significant limitation was the absence of an information theory framework. In the 19th century, there was no understanding of how information could be quantified, transmitted, or processed efficiently, which is critical for AI development. The concept of data as we understand it today did not exist, and without a way to systematically manage and manipulate information, any AI concepts would have been rudimentary at best. The idea of teaching a machine through data inputs, which is central to modern AI, would have been nearly impossible to implement with the technology of the time. Furthermore, the lack of networking and communication technologies would have isolated any attempts at creating intelligent machines. Collaboration between machines, or even between researchers, would have been severely limited, slowing down the exchange of ideas and the development of more sophisticated AI concepts. Without the ability to share data and results rapidly, advancements in AI would have been fragmented and inconsistent, further delaying any significant breakthroughs. In addition, the energy sources available at the time were not conducive to the needs of AI. Steam engines and early electrical systems were not efficient or reliable enough to power machines capable of the sustained, high-level operations required for AI. The limitations of these power sources would have restricted the speed and complexity of any artificial systems, making it challenging to develop machines that could perform tasks beyond simple, repetitive calculations. Ultimately, the technological constraints of the 19th century would have confined AI development to the realm of theoretical speculation and highly simplified mechanical demonstrations. The vision of creating intelligent machines would have been severely curtailed by the limitations of the era's technology, leaving the field of AI to await the electronic and computational advances of the 20th century to begin realizing its full potential. In the 19th century, if engineers and inventors had attempted to create early AI prototypes, they would have relied on the mechanical systems available to them, which were primarily based on gears, levers, and cams. These mechanical systems, though rudimentary compared to modern electronics, could have been used to simulate basic decision-making processes and simple problem-solving tasks. One possible approach might have been the development of more sophisticated automata, building on the intricate clockwork mechanisms that had been used for centuries to create machines capable of performing specific actions like playing musical instruments or writing. These automata, driven by winding mechanisms and powered by springs or weights, could have been adapted to follow a series of preset instructions, allowing them to perform tasks that involved simple logic or pattern recognition. For instance, an automaton might have been designed to solve basic mathematical problems by selecting the correct answer from a set of options based on the input it received. Another mechanical system that could have been employed is the use of punched cards, similar to those used in Babbage's analytical engine. Punched cards were an early form of data storage and could be programmed to control the sequence of operations a machine performed. By creating a more complex system of punched cards, engineers might have been able to develop a machine capable of making rudimentary decisions based on the patterns encoded in the cards. For example, a machine could be designed to sort objects based on size or shape by using a series of punched cards that instructed it to compare inputs and then move items accordingly. Additionally, mechanical logic gates could have been explored, inspired by the emerging field of Boolean algebra. These gates, made from gears and levers, could have been configured to simulate basic logical operations like AND, OR, and NOT. By chaining together multiple logic gates, it might have been possible to create a mechanical device capable of performing more complex operations, such as evaluating simple if-then statements. This would have been a significant step toward creating a machine that could simulate decision-making processes, albeit in a very basic form. Furthermore, engineers might have experimented with mechanical relays, which were used in telegraph systems to control the flow of electrical signals. Mechanical relays could have been adapted to create early versions of conditional logic, where the state of one relay determined the activation of another. This system could have been used to build a machine that responded to different inputs with different outputs, mimicking the behavior of a decision-making process. In this speculative scenario, the use of these mechanical systems to create early AI prototypes would have been limited by the precision and reliability of the technology available at the time. The machines would have been large, slow, and prone to mechanical failure, but they could have demonstrated the basic principles of automated decision-making and logic. These early prototypes, while far from the AI we know today, would have been groundbreaking in their time, offering a glimpse into the possibilities of machines that could think, or at least follow logical processes, in a way that mimicked human reasoning. This mechanical approach to AI would have been a fascinating chapter in the history of technology, blending the craftsmanship of the industrial age with the emerging ideas of computation and logic. In the 19th century, steam power was the driving force behind much of the Industrial Revolution, and its influence on the construction of AI machines in an alternate history would have been profound. If engineers had attempted to build machines with rudimentary AI capabilities during this period, steam power would have been the primary source of energy to drive their mechanical operations. Steam engines, known for their ability to generate significant amounts of power, would have been used to animate the gears, levers, and pulleys that formed the backbone of these early AI systems. The use of steam power in AI machines would have resulted in devices that were large, heavy, and complex, much like the steam engines themselves. These machines would have needed a robust framework to support the powerful steam engines, as well as intricate systems of pipes, pistons, and valves to channel the steam into motion. This reliance on steam would have made these machines more akin to industrial automata, massive clanking devices capable of executing simple program tasks through mechanical movements. The size and complexity of such machines would have limited their practicality, confining them to factory settings or specialized laboratories where space and resources were abundant. However, steam power's capacity to drive large-scale operations could have allowed for the construction of AI machines that were capable of performing more substantial tasks than would have been possible with clockwork mechanisms alone. For example, a steam-powered AI machine could have been designed to sort materials in a factory using basic logic to differentiate items based on size, weight, or shape. This machine might have operated by using steam-driven pistons to move conveyor belts or mechanical arms, guided by a series of preset instructions encoded into mechanical logic gates or punched cards. The integration of steam power with mechanical systems could also have led to the development of more sophisticated automata, capable of performing sequences of actions that mimicked decision-making processes. For instance, a steam-powered machine could have been built to play a game of chess, using mechanical logic to evaluate moves and determine the best possible outcome. The sheer power of steam would have enabled these machines to operate continuously and perform tasks that required significant force, something that purely clockwork devices could not have achieved on the same scale. Nevertheless, the reliance on steam power would have introduced challenges as well. Steam engines required constant fuel and maintenance, making these early AI machines resource-intensive and potentially unreliable over long periods. The heat and vibration generated by the engines could have caused wear and tear on the delicate mechanical components, leading to frequent breakdowns. Additionally, the complexity of managing steam pressure and the associated risk of explosions would have added an element of danger to the operation of these machines, further limiting their widespread adoption. In this alternate history, steam power would have been both an enabler and a constraint in the development of AI machines. It would have provided the necessary energy to drive the complex mechanical systems needed for early AI, allowing for the creation of powerful, albeit cumbersome, devices. These machines would have been capable of performing tasks that required simple logic or decision-making, marking an early step towards the automation of intelligence. However, the limitations inherent in steam technology would have meant that these machines remained large, slow, and challenging to maintain, ultimately restricting their impact until more advanced power sources and technologies emerged. In an alternate history where the telegraph system was repurposed or enhanced for AI communication or networking, it could have served as a primitive yet groundbreaking foundation for linking early AI machines across distances. The telegraph, with its ability to transmit coded messages over long distances, was the first real instance of a communication network, and its potential for connecting different machines would have been an intriguing prospect for the engineers of the 19th century. Repurposing the telegraph system for AI communication would have involved adapting its simple binary signaling, the dots and dashes of Morse code, into a language that could be understood by machines. This would mean developing a protocol for encoding and decoding instructions or data that could be exchanged between machines, allowing them to talk to one another. For example, an early AI machine in one location could send a series of coded instructions via telegraph to another machine miles away, directing it to perform a task or process specific information. This type of communication could have enabled rudimentary forms of distributed processing, where different machines worked on parts of a problem and then shared their results, a concept that foreshadows modern computer networking. Enhancing the telegraph for AI networking might have involved creating more complex relay systems where messages could be automatically routed and processed by machines without human intervention. These relays could have been outfitted with mechanical logic gates that interpreted incoming signals and determined the appropriate response, either passing the message along, storing it for later use, or executing a specific action. This would have been a monumental step towards creating a network of interconnected machines capable of sharing data and working together to achieve more complex goals. However, the limitations of the telegraph system would have also posed challenges. The speed of communication would have been restricted by the manual nature of the telegraph's operation, where each message needed to be keyed in by hand. Even with automatic systems in place, the sheer amount of data that could be transmitted through telegraph wires was minimal compared to modern standards. This would have limited the complexity of the instructions or data that could be exchanged between machines, constraining the scope of AI tasks that could be accomplished through networking. Additionally, the telegraph's reliance on human operators and the physical limitations of its infrastructure, such as the quality of the wires and the range of the signal, would have made it difficult to scale this system for widespread AI networking. Any network of AI machines using the telegraph would have been relatively slow, with delays caused by both the transmission time and the need to translate human-readable instructions into machine-executable code. Despite these limitations, the concept of using the telegraph system for AI communication would have been a significant innovation in the 19th century. It would have introduced the idea of machines working together across distances, laying the groundwork for the more sophisticated computer networks that would emerge in the 20th century. In this alternate history, the telegraph could have been the first step towards a connected world of intelligent machines, demonstrating the power of communication networks long before the advent of electronic computers. The repurposing of this technology for AI would have been a fascinating intersection of the era's most advanced communication system with the nascent ideas of machine intelligence, highlighting the creativity and foresight of those early pioneers. The absence of microprocessors in the 19th century would have profoundly shaped the design of early AI systems, forcing inventors to rely entirely on mechanical and analog technologies to simulate processes that today are managed by digital circuits. Without microprocessors, which are the brains of modern computers, the creation of AI would have depended on physical mechanisms to perform calculations, process information, and execute tasks. This constraint would have dictated the scale, complexity, and capabilities of any AI systems that might have been envisioned at the time. Instead of the compact and efficient processing units that we now take for granted, early AI systems would have been large, cumbersome machines composed of vast networks of gears, levers, and cams. These mechanical components would have been designed to perform specific functions, such as simple arithmetic operations or basic decision-making processes, through the movement and interaction of physical parts. The design of such systems would have been a marvel of engineering, requiring an intricate understanding of how to translate logical operations into mechanical movement. Each component would have had to be meticulously crafted and calibrated, resulting in machines that were not only enormous, but also incredibly complex to maintain. The absence of microprocessors meant that every single operation needed to be hardwired into the machine's physical structure, with no possibility for reprogramming or flexible adaptation. This rigidity would have limited the versatility of early AI systems, making them capable only of performing a narrow range of predefined tasks. Moreover, the speed at which these machines could operate would have been drastically slower compared to modern standards. Mechanical systems, no matter how well designed, would have been constrained by the physical limitations of moving parts. The time required to complete even simple operations would have been much longer, leading to a slower, more deliberate pace of processing. This would have made real-time decision-making or complex problem-solving nearly impossible, as the machine's responses would be delayed by the time it took to mechanically execute each step. In addition, the absence of microprocessors would have impacted the scalability of early AI systems. Expanding the capabilities of these machines would have required adding more mechanical components, further increasing their size and complexity. This scaling problem would have been a significant barrier, as it would have made the construction and maintenance of more advanced AI systems increasingly impractical. The need for more space, more energy, and more precise engineering would have limited the proliferation of such machines to only a few specialized applications or locations. Furthermore, the lack of microprocessors would have meant that early AI systems were entirely deterministic, with every operation governed by fixed mechanical pathways. There would have been no room for the kind of adaptive, flexible processing that characterizes modern AI, where microprocessors enable machines to learn from data, adjust to new inputs, and evolve over time. Instead, early AI would have been static and unchanging, locked into the specific functions for which it was originally designed. In this alternate history, the design of AI systems would have been a monumental engineering challenge, requiring the mastery of mechanical technology to create machines capable of simulating even the most basic aspects of human thought. The absence of microprocessors would have shaped these systems into massive, specialized devices that, while innovative for their time, would have been limited in their functionality and adaptability. These early AI systems would have been remarkable achievements, representing the pinnacle of 19th century engineering, but their potential would have been severely constrained by the technological limitations of the era. Victorian society, with its complex mix of industrial enthusiasm, rigid social structures, and deep-rooted cultural beliefs, would have likely viewed the advent of intelligent machines with a combination of awe, curiosity, and apprehension. The era was marked by rapid technological advancements that both fascinated and unsettled the public, and the introduction of machines capable of human-like intelligence would have amplified these sentiments. On one hand, there would have been a sense of wonder and pride in the ingenuity that led to the creation of such machines. The Victorian age was defined by its belief in progress, and intelligent machines could have been seen as the ultimate triumph of human innovation, an extension of the technological prowess that had already transformed society through steam power, railways, and telegraphy. These machines might have been celebrated as symbols of a new era where human intellect could be replicated and perhaps even surpassed by mechanical creations. Public exhibitions, much like the Great Exhibition of 1851, could have showcased these intelligent machines as marvels of the modern world, drawing crowds eager to witness the future in action. However, this admiration would have been tempered by a significant degree of anxiety. The Victorian era was deeply influenced by religious and philosophical notions that placed humans at the pinnacle of creation, endowed with a soul and intellect that machines could not possess. The idea that a machine could think, reason, or make decisions would have challenged these beliefs, leading to fears about the implications for humanity's unique status. Intellectuals and theologians might have debated whether it was morally right to create machines that mimicked human cognition, raising questions about the nature of intelligence and the potential dangers of such creations. The social implications of intelligent machines would also have sparked concern. In an era already grappling with the effects of industrialization, where machines had begun to replace human labor in factories, intelligent machines could have been seen as a further threat to employment and social stability. The working class, already wary of technological change, might have feared that these new machines would take over more complex jobs, leaving people not just unemployed, but also obsolete. This anxiety could have led to resistance against the development and deployment of intelligent machines, with labor movements and social critics warning of the potential for increased inequality and social unrest. Furthermore, the Victorian obsession with order and hierarchy might have influenced how these machines were integrated into society. Intelligent machines could have been viewed as tools to maintain or even reinforce the existing social structure, programmed to serve the needs of the upper classes while keeping their own intelligence strictly under human control. There might have been a push to ensure that these machines were seen as subservient, capable of performing tasks, but without the autonomy or authority to challenge human decisions. This perspective would have likely been reflected in the design and use of such machines, ensuring they fit within the societal norms of the time. At the same time, literature and the arts would have played a significant role in shaping public perception. Victorian writers, known for exploring the tension between progress and tradition, might have used intelligent machines as symbols of the era's anxieties and hopes. These machines could have featured in stories that questioned the limits of human control over technology, exploring themes of hubris, the ethics of creation, and the possible consequences of machines gaining too much autonomy. Such narratives would have contributed to a cultural environment where intelligent machines were both celebrated and feared, embodying the dual-edged sword of technological advancement. In this alternate history, Victorian society would have been deeply ambivalent about intelligent machines. While they might have been admired as feats of engineering, they would also have provoked significant ethical, social, and philosophical debates. These machines would have stood at the intersection of fascination and fear, reflecting the era's complex relationship with progress and the unknown future it was rapidly approaching. In 19th century culture, early AI would likely have been perceived as both a marvel and a threat, embodying the era's deep-seated fascination with technological progress alongside an equally profound anxiety about its implications. On one hand, the idea of creating machines that could simulate aspects of human intelligence would have been seen as a pinnacle of human achievement, a testament to the era's belief in the boundless potential of science and industry. This was a time when inventions like the steam engine, the telegraph, and early mechanical computers were transforming society at an unprecedented pace. AI, or what passed for it in that period, would have been hailed as the next great leap forward, promising to revolutionize industries, enhance productivity, and perhaps even unlock the secrets of the human mind itself. Public exhibitions and demonstrations of such intelligent machines would have captivated audiences, much like the unveiling of other technological wonders of the time. These events would have been met with widespread amazement as people marveled at the ingenuity behind machines that could perform tasks once thought to require uniquely human intelligence. Intellectuals and engineers might have viewed these creations as a glimpse into the future, where human limitations could be overcome by the precision and reliability of mechanical minds. The excitement surrounding early AI would have been palpable, driven by the Victorian era's confidence in progress and innovation. However, this sense of wonder would not have been without its darker undertones. The same technology that inspired admiration could also have sparked fear and suspicion, particularly among those who worried about the consequences of machines becoming too powerful or autonomous. The Industrial Revolution had already introduced profound changes in the workforce, with many laborers displaced by machinery. The prospect of intelligent machines would have amplified these fears as people contemplated the possibility of machines taking over not just physical labor, but intellectual and decision-making roles as well. The working class might have viewed early AI as a threat to their livelihoods, potentially leading to unrest and opposition to its development. Moreover, there would have been existential concerns about the implications of creating machines that could mimic human thought. Religious and philosophical debates would likely have erupted over whether it was appropriate or even possible to replicate the human mind in mechanical form. Critics might have argued that such attempts were unnatural, challenging the divinely ordained uniqueness of human intelligence. The idea that a machine could think, reason, or make decisions might have been seen as encroaching on territory reserved for humans alone, raising ethical questions that society was not yet prepared to answer. In literature and popular culture, early AI could have become a symbol of both hope and dread, reflecting the era's ambivalence towards the rapidly advancing technology. Writers might have used the concept to explore themes of hubris, control, and the potential dangers of unchecked scientific ambition, much as Mary Shelley did with Frankenstein. These narratives could have portrayed intelligent machines as both miracles of human creativity and potential harbingers of a future where humans were no longer the masters of their own creations. Ultimately, early AI in the 19th century would have been seen as a double-edged sword, a marvel of human ingenuity that carried with it the threat of unintended consequences. While it would have been celebrated for its potential to drive progress and improve lives, it also would have provoked deep-seated fears about the loss of control, the erosion of human uniqueness, and the social disruptions that such technology could bring. This tension between marvel and threat would have defined 19th century cultural perceptions of AI, setting the stage for the complex relationship between humanity and intelligent machines that continues to evolve to this day. If AI had existed during the Industrial Revolution, it would have significantly altered the course of this transformative period, amplifying both the pace and scope of industrialization. The Industrial Revolution was already a time of unprecedented change, driven by the introduction of machines that could perform tasks previously reliant on manual labor. The introduction of AI into this context would have accelerated these changes, introducing a new level of automation that could handle not only physical tasks, but also complex decision-making processes. Factories would have become even more efficient as AI-driven machines could optimize production lines, reduce waste, and increase output far beyond what was possible with human oversight alone. These intelligent machines could have been designed to monitor their own performance, identifying and correcting inefficiencies in real time. This capability would have led to faster production cycles and the ability to scale operations more rapidly, propelling industries like textiles, steel, and manufacturing to new heights. The integration of AI could have also minimized human error, leading to higher quality goods being produced at lower costs, further fueling economic growth. The workforce, however, would have faced dramatic changes. While the Industrial Revolution already displaced many manual laborers, the advent of AI would have introduced a new wave of job displacement, not just among factory workers, but also among clerks, managers, and other roles that involved decision-making or repetitive tasks. AI systems could have taken over scheduling, inventory management, and even strategic planning, roles that required human intelligence, but could now be handled by machines capable of processing vast amounts of data quickly and accurately. This shift would have forced many workers to adapt, moving into new industries or roles that required more creative or interpersonal skills, areas where human capabilities still surpassed those of machines. On a societal level, AI could have deepened the divide between the wealthy industrialists who owned and operated these advanced factories and the working class who found themselves increasingly marginalized by technology. The efficiencies and profits generated by AI-driven production would have concentrated wealth in the hands of those who controlled these technologies, potentially exacerbating social inequalities. This dynamic might have spurred earlier and more intense labor movements as workers sought to protect their livelihoods in a rapidly changing economic landscape. Intellectually, the presence of AI during the Industrial Revolution would have spurred new philosophical debates about the nature of work, intelligence, and human purpose. The idea of machines not only performing physical tasks but also making decisions and solving problems would have challenged contemporary notions of human superiority. Intellectuals and thinkers of the time might have questioned the long-term implications of relying so heavily on artificial intelligence, pondering whether society was sacrificing too much in the pursuit of efficiency and profit. Moreover, the impact of AI on global trade and colonization could have been profound. Nations that adopted AI technologies early would have gained significant advantages in production and logistics, allowing them to dominate international markets and expand their empires more effectively. The ability to manage complex supply chains and optimize resource extraction using AI could have accelerated the expansion of European powers, potentially leading to even more rapid and aggressive colonization efforts. In this alternate history, AI would have been both a catalyst for progress and a source of new challenges during the Industrial Revolution. It would have amplified the era's defining trends: innovation, economic growth, and social upheaval, while introducing new complexities that society would have struggled to address. The integration of AI into the fabric of industrial life would have reshaped the world in ways that were both exhilarating and unsettling, leaving a legacy that would be felt long after the machines themselves had been replaced by even more advanced technologies. The Luddites, known for their vehement opposition to the industrial machines that threatened their livelihoods, would almost certainly have extended their resistance to the development of AI if it had emerged alongside other technologies during the Industrial Revolution. The Luddite movement was driven by a deep-seated fear and frustration over the rapid changes that machines brought to the labor market, particularly the displacement of skilled artisans by automated looms and other machinery. If AI had been introduced during this period, promising not only to replace manual labor but also to automate decision-making and management roles, the Luddites' concerns would have intensified dramatically. In this alternate history, the introduction of AI would have represented the ultimate threat to the traditional ways of life that the Luddites sought to protect. Unlike the mechanical looms and other devices that primarily affected textile workers, AI would have posed a broader challenge, potentially impacting workers across various industries and social classes. The fear that machines could replace not only physical labor, but also the intellectual tasks that required human judgment would have sparked a new wave of anxiety and resistance. The Luddites might have viewed AI as the embodiment of everything they opposed: the dehumanization of work, the concentration of wealth and power in the hands of a few industrialists, and the erosion of community-based artisanal craftsmanship. Their actions, which included the destruction of machinery and attacks on factories, would likely have been directed toward AI systems and the factories that housed them. The sight of machines capable of making decisions, analyzing data, or managing production lines could have seemed like a direct assault on the very essence of what it meant to work and live in a human-centered society. Moreover, AI's potential to further entrench social inequalities would have fueled the Luddites' anger. As AI systems took on more complex tasks, the gap between those who owned and controlled these technologies and those who were displaced by them would have widened. The Luddites, who already perceived the Industrial Revolution as a threat to their economic and social standing, would have seen AI as a tool that exacerbated these divisions, reinforcing the power of the industrial elite at the expense of the working class. The Luddite response to AI might also have influenced broader public opinion, leading to more widespread debates about the role of technology in society. Their resistance could have sparked discussions about the ethical implications of AI, particularly concerning job displacement, workers' rights, and the potential loss of human autonomy in an increasingly automated world. These debates might have prefigured the discussions we see today about the impact of AI on the workforce and society at large. In this scenario, the Luddites' opposition to AI would not have been merely a rejection of technology, but a stand against a future in which machines played an increasingly dominant role in every aspect of life. Their actions would have been a reflection of deep-seated fears about losing control over their work, their communities, and their destinies to machines that could think and act without human intervention. The Luddite movement, already a symbol of resistance to unchecked industrialization, would have become even more significant in this alternate history, representing a broader struggle against the encroachment of artificial intelligence into the very fabric of society. If AI had been introduced in the 19th century, its impact on social hierarchies and class structures would have been profound, likely deepening existing divisions while also creating new dynamics within society. The Industrial Revolution had already begun to shift the traditional class structures, with the rise of a wealthy industrial bourgeoisie and the decline of artisanal craftsmanship and small-scale farming. The introduction of AI would have accelerated these changes, further concentrating power and wealth in the hands of those who controlled these advanced technologies. At the top of the social hierarchy, the industrialists and entrepreneurs who invested in and developed AI technologies would have seen their influence and wealth grow exponentially. These individuals, already benefiting from the mechanization of labor, would have used AI to further optimize production processes, reduce costs, and increase profits. AI could have been employed to manage not just factories, but also logistics, financial markets, and even agricultural planning, giving those at the top unprecedented control over the economy. This concentration of power could have created an even more pronounced division between the upper class and the rest of society, as these elite figures leveraged AI to dominate multiple sectors. For the middle class, particularly those in administrative, clerical, and managerial roles, AI would have posed a significant threat. Many of these positions involved tasks that could be automated by AI, such as data processing, decision-making, and resource management. As AI systems began to take over these functions, the middle class might have faced downward mobility, with many individuals finding themselves displaced from their jobs. This shift could have led to a shrinking of the middle class, with a growing number of people either pushed into lower-paying, less secure work or struggling to find employment altogether. The working class, already marginalized by the industrial machines that replaced manual labor, would have borne the brunt of AI's disruptive impact. As AI took on more complex tasks, from production line work to logistics, many jobs that still required human labor would have been eliminated. This could have led to widespread unemployment and further economic insecurity among workers, exacerbating the social unrest that had already begun to emerge during the Industrial Revolution. The divide between the working class and the elite would have grown even starker, with the latter benefiting from the efficiencies and profits generated by AI, while the former struggled to adapt to a rapidly changing economy. Moreover, AI could have reinforced existing social hierarchies by entrenching the power of those who already held significant influence. The ability to control AI systems, and thus the flow of information, resources, and labor, would have given the upper class even greater leverage over the rest of society. This might have resulted in a more rigid class structure, where social mobility became increasingly difficult as opportunities were hoarded by those with access to AI technologies. However, the introduction of AI might also have sparked new forms of resistance and social movements. As the gap between the rich and poor widened, and as more people felt the pressures of displacement and economic inequality, there could have been a rise in organized labor movements, political activism, and even radical ideologies that challenged the dominance of AI-driven elites. These movements might have called for greater regulation of AI, fairer distribution of its benefits, or even the outright rejection of certain AI applications in favor of protecting human labor. In this alternate history, AI would have acted as both a tool for consolidating power and a catalyst for social upheaval. While it would have offered immense benefits to those who controlled it, AI would also have deepened the divisions between classes, making the 19th century's social hierarchies more entrenched and difficult to overcome. The result would have been a society increasingly divided by access to technology, with profound implications for the social fabric and the future trajectory of industrialization. If AI had been available in the 19th century, it would have played a transformative role in accelerating scientific discoveries, reshaping the way research was conducted, and possibly even altering the trajectory of entire fields of study. The 19th century was a period of significant scientific advancement, with breakthroughs in chemistry, physics, biology, and mathematics. AI, even in its most rudimentary form, would have amplified these efforts by offering new tools for data analysis, hypothesis testing, and experimentation. In laboratories across Europe and North America, AI could have been employed to manage and analyze the vast amounts of data generated by experiments. For example, in the field of chemistry, where researchers were identifying and cataloging new elements, AI systems could have been used to sort through experimental results, identify patterns, and even predict the properties of undiscovered elements based on existing data. This would have significantly sped up the process of discovery, allowing scientists to move from hypothesis to conclusion with unprecedented speed. In physics, where complex mathematical equations often governed the understanding of natural phenomena, AI could have assisted in solving these equations more efficiently than any human mathematician. Whether working on the laws of thermodynamics or exploring the nascent theories of electromagnetism, AI systems could have handled the heavy computational work, freeing scientists to focus on the theoretical implications of their findings. This would have enabled faster progress in understanding fundamental forces and may have led to earlier advancements in technologies like electricity and magnetism. AI could also have played a crucial role in biology, particularly in the classification and study of species, which was a major focus of 19th century science. Charles Darwin's work on evolution, for instance, involved meticulous observation and the collection of vast amounts of data on species variation. With AI, Darwin and his contemporaries could have processed this data more quickly, identifying evolutionary patterns and relationships among species with greater precision. AI could have also helped in the early development of genetic studies by analyzing inheritance patterns and predicting outcomes, laying the groundwork for genetics long before the discovery of DNA. Moreover, AI would have had a significant impact on the field of astronomy, where scientists were making groundbreaking observations of the stars, planets, and other celestial bodies. The sheer volume of observational data collected through telescopes could have been managed and analyzed by AI, leading to faster identification of celestial phenomena such as asteroids, comets, and planetary movements. This would have provided a deeper understanding of the universe and possibly accelerated the development of astronomical theories, including those related to the origins of the solar system. The role of AI in scientific discovery wouldn't have been limited to data analysis and computation. It could also have been used to automate experiments, allowing for more precise and controlled testing conditions. In chemistry, AI-driven machines might have been designed to conduct experiments autonomously, mixing chemicals, controlling temperatures, and recording results with far greater accuracy than human hands could achieve. This level of precision would have reduced errors, leading to more reliable results and potentially opening up new avenues of research that were too complex or delicate for manual experimentation. However, the integration of AI into scientific research would have also raised important questions about the role of human intuition and creativity in discovery. While AI could handle the heavy lifting of computation and data processing, the interpretation of results and the formulation of new theories would still rely heavily on the human mind. This interplay between machine efficiency and human insight could have led to a new era of scientific collaboration, where AI served as a powerful tool that enhanced, rather than replaced, the creativity and curiosity that drive scientific progress. In this alternate history, AI would have been an indispensable ally in the quest for knowledge, accelerating discoveries, and pushing the boundaries of what was scientifically possible in the 19th century. Its influence would have been felt across all fields of science, making the era's already impressive achievements even more remarkable and setting the stage for an even more rapid advancement in the 20th century. If AI had been introduced during the 19th century, it would have revolutionized medicine and surgery, leading to significant advancements in both fields. The era was marked by a growing understanding of human anatomy, the development of germ theory, and the early stages of modern surgical techniques. AI, with its ability to process vast amounts of data and perform complex tasks with precision, would have accelerated these developments, improving patient outcomes and transforming healthcare. In medicine, AI could have been used to analyze patient data, helping doctors diagnose illnesses more accurately and quickly. During this time, physicians were often limited by the tools available to them for diagnosing diseases, relying heavily on observation and basic tests. An AI system, however, could have compared symptoms, medical histories, and even environmental factors to identify patterns that might not have been immediately apparent to human doctors. This would have led to earlier detection of diseases, more targeted treatments, and ultimately better survival rates for patients. AI would have also played a critical role in the development of new medical treatments and drugs. The process of drug discovery in the 19th century was labor-intensive and fraught with trial and error. With AI, researchers could have modeled the effects of different compounds on the human body, predicting potential outcomes before conducting actual experiments. This would have sped up the process of finding effective treatments, potentially leading to the discovery of antibiotics and other life-saving drugs much earlier than in our timeline. In surgery, AI-driven machines could have provided unprecedented precision, reducing the risks associated with surgical procedures. During the 19th century, surgery was often a last resort, with high mortality rates due to infection and blood loss. AI could have been used to control surgical instruments with far greater accuracy than a human hand, allowing for minimally invasive procedures that reduced trauma to the body and sped up recovery times. Additionally, AI systems could have monitored a patient's vital signs in real time during surgery, adjusting the procedure as needed to ensure the best possible outcome. The advent of AI would also have had a profound impact on the training of doctors and surgeons. AI-driven simulations could have been used to create detailed models of the human body, allowing medical students to practice complex procedures in a controlled environment before working on real patients. This would have improved the quality of medical education, producing a generation of doctors and surgeons who were better prepared and more skilled than ever before. Moreover, AI could have been instrumental in the management of public health, especially in tracking and controlling the spread of diseases. During the 19th century, epidemics like cholera and tuberculosis were rampant, often spreading unchecked due to a lack of effective monitoring. AI systems could have analyzed data from multiple sources such as hospitals, clinics, and public health records to identify emerging outbreaks and predict their spread. This would have enabled public health officials to respond more quickly, implementing measures to contain diseases before they could reach epidemic proportions. In this alternate history, AI would have been a game changer in medicine and surgery, bringing about advancements that would have saved countless lives and improved the overall quality of healthcare. Its contributions would have ranged from enhancing the accuracy of diagnoses to revolutionizing surgical techniques and accelerating the development of new treatments. By integrating AI into the practice of medicine, the 19th century could have witnessed the birth of a modern healthcare system far earlier than in our reality, setting the stage for even more remarkable achievements in the centuries to come. In an alternate 19th century where AI existed, its application in astronomical calculations and the mapping of new stars and planets would have been nothing short of revolutionary. During this period, astronomy was rapidly advancing, fueled by the development of more powerful telescopes and the accumulation of vast amounts of observational data. AI, with its unparalleled ability to process complex calculations and analyze large datasets, would have significantly accelerated the pace of discovery in this field. Astronomers of the 19th century often faced the daunting task of manually calculating the positions of celestial bodies, predicting their movements, and mapping the night sky. This work was not only time-consuming, but also prone to errors, which could delay discoveries or lead to incorrect conclusions. An AI system designed to handle these intricate calculations with precision would have transformed the way astronomers approach their work. By automating the process of calculating orbital mechanics, predicting celestial events, and analyzing the vast amounts of data collected from telescopes, AI could have provided astronomers with faster, more accurate results. The mapping of new stars and planets, in particular, would have benefited immensely from AI. During the 19th century, the search for new celestial bodies was a painstaking process, requiring careful observation and meticulous record-keeping. AI systems could have sifted through these observations, identifying patterns and anomalies that might indicate the presence of undiscovered stars, planets, or even entire star systems. This would have enabled astronomers to focus their efforts more efficiently, directing their telescopes toward the most promising areas of the sky and increasing the likelihood of significant discoveries. Moreover, AI could have been used to simulate the formation and evolution of celestial bodies, providing insights into the underlying physical processes that shape the universe. By modeling the gravitational interactions between stars, planets, and other celestial objects, AI could have helped astronomers understand the dynamics of planetary systems and the forces that govern their development. This would have led to earlier breakthroughs in the field of astrophysics, potentially even paving the way for the formulation of theories about the formation of our own solar system. AI's ability to manage and process large data sets would have also been invaluable in cataloging and organizing the growing body of astronomical knowledge. As more observations were made and more stars and planets were discovered, the need for a systematic way to store and retrieve this information became increasingly important. AI could have created and maintained comprehensive catalogs of celestial objects, cross-referencing observations from different sources and ensuring that astronomers had access to the most up-to-date information. This would have facilitated collaboration between scientists, enabling them to build on each other's work more effectively and pushing the boundaries of what was known about the universe. In addition to aiding in the discovery and mapping of new celestial bodies, AI could have played a role in predicting astronomical events such as eclipses, comet appearances, and meteor showers. These events were of great interest not only to scientists but also to the public, who often viewed them as significant or even ominous occurrences. AI could have provided accurate predictions of these events, allowing astronomers to prepare more detailed observations and helping to demystify phenomena that were often shrouded in superstition. In this alternate history, AI would have been a powerful tool in the hands of 19th century astronomers, dramatically enhancing their ability to explore and understand the cosmos. Its impact on the field of astronomy would have been profound, leading to a deeper and more accurate knowledge of the universe much earlier than in our own timeline. The discoveries made possible by AI could have inspired a new generation of scientists and thinkers, laying the groundwork for even more ambitious explorations of space in the centuries that followed. In a 19th century where AI had been integrated into transportation developments, the impact on railways and steamships would have been transformative, driving innovation and efficiency to new heights. The era was already defined by the rapid expansion of these transportation networks, which were vital to the industrial growth and economic progress of the time. With AI at the helm, these developments would have advanced even further, reshaping the very nature of travel and trade. Railways, the arteries of industrial societies, would have seen remarkable improvements through the application of AI. Managing the complex logistics of railway systems, scheduling trains, optimizing routes, and ensuring the safety of passengers and cargo was a daunting task that required precision and coordination. AI could have taken over these responsibilities, using data to create more efficient timetables, predict maintenance needs, and dynamically adjust routes in response to real-time conditions. This would have reduced delays, minimized accidents, and allowed railways to operate at peak efficiency, handling more traffic with less congestion. Moreover, AI could have played a crucial role in the design and operation of locomotives themselves. By analyzing data on fuel consumption, engine performance, and wear and tear, AI systems could have helped engineers design more efficient and reliable engines, reducing costs and increasing the speed and range of trains. This would have not only made rail travel more affordable and accessible, but also spurred the expansion of railway networks into more remote regions, connecting previously isolated areas to the industrial centers of the world. On the water, steamships, already revolutionizing global trade by dramatically reducing travel time across oceans, would have similarly benefited from AI. Navigating the vast and often treacherous seas required constant vigilance and precise calculations, particularly when crossing long distances. AI systems could have been employed to chart the safest and most efficient courses, taking into account weather patterns, ocean currents, and the positions of other vessels. This would have not only made sea travel safer, but also more predictable, allowing shipping companies to adhere to tighter schedules and improve the reliability of global trade routes. In addition, AI could have optimized the operation of steamship engines, much like it did with locomotives. By monitoring engine performance and predicting potential issues before they became critical, AI would have extended the operational life of these vessels, reducing downtime for repairs and maintenance. The result would have been a fleet of steamships that were faster, more reliable, and more cost-effective to operate, further enhancing the efficiency of global trade. The influence of AI on transportation would have extended beyond just the operational aspects, affecting the broader economic and social implications of these advancements. With more efficient and reliable transportation networks, goods could have been moved across continents and oceans more quickly and at lower costs, leading to a boom in international trade. This would have accelerated the pace of globalization, with markets becoming more interconnected and economies more interdependent. For individuals, the availability of faster, more reliable travel options would have changed the way people lived and worked. The expansion of railway networks, facilitated by AI, would have enabled the growth of suburban areas, allowing people to live farther from their workplaces while still enjoying easy access to urban centers. This shift could have led to the early development of commuter culture and the expansion of cities in new and dynamic ways. In this alternate history, AI would have been a driving force behind the transportation revolution of the 19th century, pushing the boundaries of what was possible and setting the stage for even greater advancements in the 20th century. By enhancing the efficiency, safety, and reliability of railways and steamships, AI would have not only transformed the logistics of travel and trade, but also reshaped the economic and social landscape of the time, paving the way for a more connected and dynamic world. If AI had been integrated into factories during the 19th century, it would have revolutionized manufacturing processes, leading to unprecedented levels of efficiency, precision, and productivity. The Industrial Revolution was already a period of significant change, with factories replacing traditional artisanal production methods. The introduction of AI into this environment would have further transformed manufacturing, taking it to new heights and fundamentally altering how goods were produced. In factories, AI would have been used to optimize the entire production process, from the planning and design stages to the final assembly and quality control. AI systems could have analyzed data on raw materials, workforce efficiency, and machinery performance to create the most effective production schedules, minimizing downtime and maximizing output. This would have allowed factories to operate around the clock with minimal human intervention, drastically increasing the volume of goods produced and reducing costs. One of the most significant changes AI would have brought to manufacturing is in the realm of automation. While early factories relied heavily on human labor to operate machines, AI could have taken over many of these tasks, automating everything from the assembly line to the management of inventory. Machines equipped with AI would have been able to perform complex tasks with greater accuracy and consistency than human workers, reducing errors and improving the quality of the final products. This shift would have allowed factories to produce goods at a scale and speed that was previously unimaginable. Moreover, AI could have enabled the customization of products on a mass scale. In traditional manufacturing, producing customized goods was often time-consuming and expensive, but with AI, factories could have quickly adapted to changing demands. AI systems could have reconfigured production lines on the fly, allowing for the creation of personalized products without sacrificing efficiency. This capability would have been particularly valuable in industries such as textiles, where consumer preferences could vary widely and change rapidly. The integration of AI into factories would also have had a profound impact on the workforce. While the increased automation would have reduced the need for unskilled labor, it would have created new opportunities for workers skilled in operating and maintaining AI-driven machinery. The role of factory workers would have shifted from manual labor to overseeing and managing complex automated systems, requiring new forms of training and expertise. This shift could have led to a more specialized and skilled workforce, though it might also have caused significant social disruption as workers adapted to the changing demands of the industrial landscape. AI would have also revolutionized quality control in manufacturing. Traditional methods of ensuring product quality often involved manual inspections, which were time-consuming and prone to human error. With AI, factories could have implemented real-time quality monitoring systems, where machines continuously analyzed products as they were being made, identifying defects or inconsistencies immediately. This would have not only improved the overall quality of manufactured goods, but also reduced waste and increased efficiency by catching problems early in the production process. Furthermore, AI could have played a crucial role in predictive maintenance, ensuring that factory machinery operated smoothly and efficiently. By analyzing data on machine performance, AI systems could have predicted when a machine was likely to fail or require maintenance, allowing factory managers to schedule repairs before a breakdown occurred. This would have minimized downtime, kept production lines running smoothly, and extended the lifespan of factory equipment. In this alternate history, the integration of AI into factories would have marked a significant leap forward in manufacturing, transforming how goods were produced and altering the economic landscape of the 19th century. By increasing efficiency, improving product quality, and enabling mass customization, AI would have solidified the factory as the central hub of industrial progress. However, it would also have brought challenges, particularly in terms of workforce adaptation and the social implications of widespread automation. Nonetheless, AI's impact on manufacturing would have been a defining feature of this era, shaping the future of industry and laying the groundwork for the technological advancements of the 20th century. If AI had been developed in the 19th century, its influence on global politics would have been profound, reshaping power dynamics and altering the course of international relations. During this period, the world was already experiencing significant political shifts, with empires expanding, revolutions erupting, and the balance of power continually in flux. The introduction of AI into this complex geopolitical landscape would have accelerated these changes, giving rise to new forms of competition, cooperation, and conflict among nations. One of the most immediate impacts of AI would have been its role in enhancing the military capabilities of the great powers. AI-driven advancements in logistics, communication, and strategy could have given nations that adopted these technologies a significant edge in warfare. For instance, AI systems could have optimized supply chains, ensuring that armies were better equipped and supplied than ever before. Additionally, AI could have been used to analyze vast amounts of intelligence data, identifying enemy movements and predicting their strategies with greater accuracy. This would have enabled more effective military campaigns, potentially leading to faster, more decisive conflicts. The strategic advantage provided by AI would have likely triggered an arms race among the leading powers of the time, such as the British Empire, the Russian Empire, and emerging nations like the United States and Germany. Each of these nations would have sought to outpace the others in developing and deploying AI technologies, both in military and industrial contexts. This competition could have intensified existing rivalries, making international diplomacy more fraught and increasing the likelihood of conflicts as nations vied for technological superiority. At the same time, AI's potential to revolutionize industries and economies would have influenced global trade and colonial ambitions. Countries that harnessed AI to boost their industrial output and efficiency would have gained significant economic power, enabling them to dominate international markets. This economic dominance would have reinforced their political influence on the global stage, allowing them to expand their empires and exert control over less technologically advanced regions. The drive to secure resources for AI-driven industries could have led to even more aggressive colonial expansion, as nations sought to ensure a steady supply of raw materials to fuel their technological advancements. However, AI could also have facilitated new forms of international cooperation. Recognizing the transformative potential of AI, some nations might have pursued alliances focused on sharing technological advancements and jointly managing the risks associated with AI development. Such alliances could have led to the formation of early international regulatory bodies aimed at overseeing the use of AI, particularly in warfare, to prevent its misuse and mitigate the dangers of an unchecked arms race. These cooperative efforts might have laid the groundwork for more sophisticated international institutions in the 20th century, focused on technology governance and global security. Domestically, the political landscape within nations would have been shaped by the social and economic changes brought about by AI. Governments would have had to navigate the challenges posed by AI-driven automation, which, while boosting productivity, could have led to widespread job displacement and social unrest. Political leaders would have been forced to address these issues through policies aimed at retraining workers, redistributing wealth, or implementing social safety nets, all of which could have influenced the rise of new political ideologies and movements. Moreover, the use of AI in governance could have transformed the way nations were governed. AI systems could have been employed to manage public administration, optimize tax collection, and even predict social and economic trends, giving governments more tools to maintain control and implement policies effectively. However, this increased reliance on AI could have also sparked debates about the role of technology in governance and the potential erosion of human agency in political decision-making. In this alternate history, the development of AI in the 19th century would have been a double-edged sword in global politics. While it would have offered nations unprecedented power and efficiency, it also would have introduced new risks and challenges, both internationally and domestically. The competition for AI dominance could have heightened global tensions, while the technology's impact on society would have forced governments to adapt to a rapidly changing world. Ultimately, AI's influence on 19th century global politics would have set the stage for a new era of technological power struggles, shaping the geopolitical landscape for years to come. If AI had been developed in the 19th century, it could have become a formidable tool in the hands of imperial powers, significantly accelerating empire building and colonial expansion. During this period, European nations and other emerging powers were deeply engaged in expanding their territories, driven by the pursuit of resources, markets, and strategic dominance. The integration of AI into these efforts would have provided these powers with an unprecedented advantage, reshaping the process of colonization and extending their influence more rapidly and efficiently. AI would have been particularly valuable in the administration and management of vast colonial territories. Governing large, far-flung colonies was a complex task, often hindered by communication delays, logistical challenges, and a limited understanding of local conditions. AI could have been used to streamline colonial administration by analyzing vast amounts of data related to the economic production, population demographics, and resource distribution within these territories. This would have allowed imperial powers to manage their colonies more effectively, making quicker decisions and responding to challenges with greater precision. Moreover, AI could have been instrumental in optimizing the extraction and exploitation of resources in colonized regions. By using AI to analyze geological data, colonial powers could have identified the most promising locations for mining precious metals, extracting oil, or harvesting valuable agricultural products. This would have made resource extraction more efficient, maximizing the economic benefits of colonialism while minimizing waste and reducing the costs associated with these operations. The wealth generated from these optimized processes would have further fueled the imperial ambitions of these nations, enabling them to expand their reach even further. In addition to economic and administrative uses, AI could have played a strategic role in military operations during the expansion of empires. AI systems could have been deployed to plan and execute military campaigns, using data on geography, weather patterns, and enemy troop movements to devise the most effective strategies. This would have given imperial armies a significant advantage in conflicts with indigenous populations or rival colonial powers, allowing them to conquer and control territories with greater speed and efficiency. The use of AI in military logistics would have ensured that troops were well supplied and that reinforcements arrived on time, reducing the likelihood of costly setbacks and ensuring the steady advance of imperial forces. Furthermore, AI could have been used to suppress resistance and maintain control over colonized populations. By analyzing patterns of unrest and predicting potential uprisings, AI systems could have helped colonial administrators preemptively address sources of dissent, either through targeted repression or strategic concessions. This predictive capability would have made it more difficult for resistance movements to organize and gain momentum, further entrenching imperial control over these regions. However, the use of AI as a tool of empire building would not have been without consequences. The efficiency and effectiveness of AI-driven colonialism could have led to even more rapid and aggressive expansion, intensifying the exploitation of colonized peoples and resources. This might have exacerbated the already severe social, economic, and cultural disruptions caused by imperialism, leading to deeper resentment and resistance among colonized populations. The long-term impacts of such an AI-enhanced colonialism could have included even more entrenched inequalities and conflicts that persisted well into the future. In this alternate history, AI would have amplified the ambitions of imperial powers, making empire building more efficient and far-reaching than ever before. It would have been a powerful tool that reshaped the dynamics of colonial expansion, allowing nations to extend their influence across the globe with unprecedented speed and effectiveness. Yet, this same technology could have also deepened the harms and injustices of colonialism, leaving a legacy of exploitation and resistance that would shape the world in ways both predictable and unforeseen. The development of AI in the 19th century would have had a profound impact on economic theories and models, forcing economists and thinkers of the time to reconsider fundamental concepts about labor, production, and the distribution of wealth. This was an era when classical economic theories, such as those proposed by Adam Smith, David Ricardo, and Karl Marx, were dominant, focusing heavily on the roles of labor and capital in creating value. The introduction of AI into this framework would have disrupted these ideas, introducing new variables that could not be easily explained by existing models. AI would have introduced a new form of capital, one that not only increased productivity, but also fundamentally altered the relationship between labor and production. Traditional economic models were based on the idea that human labor was essential for the creation of value. AI, however, would have challenged this notion by automating tasks that were previously thought to require human intelligence and skill. This shift would have forced economists to rethink the value of labor in an economy where machines could perform complex tasks more efficiently than humans. As AI took over more aspects of production, from manufacturing to services, the role of human labor would have diminished, leading to debates about the distribution of wealth. With AI-driven machines contributing significantly to production, the profits generated by these systems would have concentrated in the hands of those who owned and controlled the AI technologies. This concentration of wealth could have led to increased economic inequality, prompting economists to explore new models that address the distribution of income in an AI-driven economy. The concept of surplus value, central to Marxist theory, might have been re-examined in light of AI, as the traditional exploitative relationship between labor and capital would have been complicated by the presence of intelligent machines. Furthermore, AI would have likely influenced theories of economic growth and productivity. Classical models, such as those proposed by Ricardo and Thomas Malthus, were based on the idea that economic growth was constrained by factors like land, labor, and capital. AI, with its ability to enhance productivity without corresponding increases in labor or land use, would have broken these constraints, leading to unprecedented levels of economic output. This would have required new models to explain how economies could continue to grow without the traditional limitations imposed by resource scarcity and labor availability. The efficiency gains brought by AI could have also led to a reconsideration of the business cycle. Traditional economic theories often attributed cycles of boom and bust to fluctuations in demand, supply, and external shocks. AI's ability to optimize production and manage supply chains with precision might have smoothed out some of these fluctuations, reducing the severity of economic downturns and possibly even leading to periods of sustained growth. Economists of the time would have needed to develop new theories to account for the stabilizing effects of AI on the economy, potentially leading to the early formulation of ideas about managed economies and long-term planning. Moreover, AI would have raised questions about the nature of work and employment. As machines took over more jobs, economists would have grappled with the implications for the labor market. Theories of full employment and the natural rate of unemployment would have needed to be reconsidered in a world where human labor was no longer the primary driver of economic activity. This might have led to early discussions about the need for new forms of social safety nets, such as a universal basic income, to address the displacement of workers by AI. In this alternate history, the development of AI in the 19th century would have forced a re-evaluation of economic theories and models, leading to a profound shift in how economists understood the dynamics of production, labor, and wealth distribution. The integration of AI into the economy would have challenged existing paradigms, prompting the creation of new theories that better reflected the realities of an AI-driven world. These changes would have had far-reaching implications, influencing not only economic thought, but also policy decisions and the overall trajectory of economic development during this period. If AI had emerged during the 19th century, its impact on labor movements and labor laws would have been profound, likely intensifying the struggles between workers and industrialists and prompting significant changes in how labor was regulated. The 19th century was already a period of great upheaval in labor relations as workers confronted the challenges posed by industrialization, including long hours, unsafe working conditions, and the relentless pace of mechanization. The introduction of AI into this context would have added a new layer of complexity, accelerating these trends and forcing both workers and governments to respond. AI-driven automation would have quickly displaced many jobs, particularly those involving repetitive tasks that could be easily handled by machines. Workers who had already seen their livelihoods threatened by the rise of steam-powered machinery and assembly lines would have faced an even more daunting challenge as AI began to take over roles that required a level of skill and decision-making previously thought to be uniquely human. This displacement would have likely led to a surge in unemployment, fueling resentment and anger among the working class. In response, labor movements would have likely intensified their efforts to protect workers' rights. The threat of AI-driven job losses could have united workers across different industries, leading to larger and more organized strikes and protests. These movements would have demanded not only better wages and working conditions, but also protections against the widespread replacement of human labor by machines. The rise of AI might have accelerated the formation of labor unions and other worker organizations, as workers sought collective bargaining power to negotiate with employers who were increasingly reliant on automated systems. The fear of job displacement caused by AI could have also prompted early calls for government intervention. Labor movements might have lobbied for new laws that restricted the use of AI in certain industries or required companies to provide retraining programs for workers displaced by automation. Governments, recognizing the potential for social unrest, might have responded with legislation aimed at balancing the interests of workers and industrialists. This could have led to the early establishment of labor laws that regulated the implementation of AI in the workplace, setting precedents for how new technologies were integrated into the economy. Additionally, the widespread use of AI in factories and other workplaces would have raised important questions about the future of work and the role of humans in an increasingly automated economy. Intellectuals and social reformers of the time might have debated the ethical implications of AI, arguing that the benefits of technological progress should be shared more equitably among all members of society. These discussions could have influenced the development of policies aimed at ensuring that the economic gains from AI were not concentrated in the hands of a few, but were instead used to improve the living standards of the broader population. The introduction of AI might have also sparked a re-evaluation of the relationship between labor and leisure. With machines capable of performing more tasks, some thinkers might have proposed reducing the standard workweek, allowing workers to enjoy more free time while still maintaining a high level of productivity. This idea could have led to early experiments with shorter workdays or even the concept of a guaranteed minimum income, as society grappled with the question of how to distribute the benefits of automation in a way that supported human well-being. In this alternate history, the development of AI during the 19th century would have acted as a catalyst for significant changes in labor relations. It would have intensified the conflicts between workers and employers, leading to stronger labor movements and the introduction of new labor laws designed to protect workers in an increasingly automated world. At the same time, AI would have prompted broader discussions about the future of work, the distribution of wealth, and the role of technology in society, shaping the course of labor history in ways that resonate to this day. In a 19th century where AI technology began to emerge, governments would likely have faced significant pressure to regulate and control its development and use. The rapid introduction of AI into various sectors, from industry and transportation to military and governance, would have raised complex issues that required careful management to balance innovation with social stability and national security. Initially, governments might have approached AI with a mix of enthusiasm and caution, recognizing its potential to drive economic growth and national power, but also aware of the risks it posed to employment, privacy, and even political stability. Early regulations would likely have focused on overseeing the industries that were most directly affected by AI, such as manufacturing and transportation. Governments could have instituted laws requiring companies to disclose how they intended to use AI, particularly in ways that could impact large numbers of workers or consumers. These regulations might have included mandatory impact assessments, where companies had to evaluate and report on the potential social and economic consequences of implementing AI technologies. To prevent the concentration of AI power in the hands of a few industrialists or corporations, governments might have imposed limits on the ownership and deployment of AI systems. This could have included anti-monopoly laws specifically tailored to the AI industry, ensuring that no single entity gained too much control over the technology that was rapidly transforming society. Additionally, governments might have established public institutions or state-run enterprises dedicated to developing and deploying AI in a manner that served the broader public interest rather than just private profit. This approach could have mirrored the creation of national railways or postal services, where the state played a central role in managing critical infrastructure. National security would have been another major concern driving government regulation of AI. The potential for AI to enhance military capabilities would have led to the development of strict controls over the use of AI in defense. Governments might have classified certain AI technologies as strategic assets, subjecting them to export controls and restricting their use to prevent adversaries from gaining access to them. The fear of an AI arms race could have prompted international treaties aimed at limiting the deployment of AI in warfare, much like the later agreements on nuclear weapons in the 20th century. Moreover, the potential for AI to be used in governance and surveillance would have raised significant ethical and privacy concerns. Governments might have established legal frameworks to regulate the use of AI in public administration, ensuring that these systems were transparent, accountable, and used in ways that respected individual rights. This could have included oversight mechanisms where independent bodies monitored the use of AI by the state, particularly in areas like law enforcement, taxation, and social services. Public fear and resistance to AI might also have played a role in shaping government regulation. As workers and social movements pushed back against the displacement caused by AI, governments would have needed to address these concerns through labor laws and social policies. This could have included regulations that required companies to provide retraining programs for workers whose jobs were threatened by AI, as well as social safety nets to support those who were displaced. Governments might have also imposed taxes on AI-driven enterprises, using the revenue to fund public services or redistribute wealth in a way that mitigated the social impacts of automation. Internationally, governments might have collaborated on creating standards and guidelines for the ethical development and use of AI. This could have led to the formation of early global institutions dedicated to AI governance, where nations worked together to address the challenges and opportunities presented by this powerful technology. These efforts would have been crucial in preventing the misuse of AI and ensuring that its benefits were shared more broadly across the global community. In this alternate history, governments would have been deeply involved in regulating and controlling the development of AI, recognizing both its transformative potential and the risks it posed to society. The balance between fostering innovation and protecting public interests would have shaped the legal and political landscape of the 19th century, setting precedents for how emerging technologies were managed in the years to come. The creation of intelligent machines in the 19th century would have sparked a series of profound ethical dilemmas that would have challenged the era's understanding of technology, human labor, and the nature of intelligence itself. As these machines began to mimic cognitive processes, performing tasks that were previously considered the exclusive domain of humans, society would have been forced to grapple with questions that had no easy answers. One of the most immediate ethical concerns would have been the impact of intelligent machines on employment. As AI systems took over tasks ranging from manual labor to more complex decision-making roles, the displacement of workers would have become a significant issue. The loss of jobs to machines would not only have threatened individuals' livelihoods, but also the social fabric of communities built around traditional forms of labor. This situation would have raised the question of whether it was morally justifiable to prioritize technological progress at the expense of human welfare. Should society allow machines to replace human workers, or should there be limits to how far automation could go? This dilemma would have sparked debates about the rights of workers and the responsibilities of those who owned and controlled these new technologies. Another ethical dilemma would have revolved around the very nature of intelligence and consciousness. As machines began to exhibit behaviors that appeared intelligent, society would have faced the unsettling question of whether these machines possessed any form of awareness or moral status. Could an intelligent machine have rights? If a machine could think and make decisions, did it deserve some form of ethical consideration? These questions would have been particularly troubling in a century still deeply influenced by religious and philosophical beliefs about the uniqueness of human beings. The prospect of creating machines that could potentially think would have challenged the established moral order, raising fears about what it meant to be human in an increasingly mechanized world. The use of intelligent machines in military applications would have introduced further ethical concerns. AI systems capable of making strategic decisions in warfare could have been used to carry out actions without direct human oversight, potentially leading to situations where machines were responsible for life and death decisions. The ethical implications of delegating such decisions to machines would have been profound. Could a machine be trusted to make moral choices in the heat of battle? Who would be held accountable for the actions taken by an autonomous machine in a conflict? These questions would have forced military leaders, politicians, and ethicists to confront the potential dangers of relinquishing human control over such critical aspects of warfare. In the realm of governance and public administration, the use of AI to manage societal functions would have also raised ethical issues. If intelligent machines were used to make decisions about resource allocation, law enforcement, or public policy, there would have been concerns about transparency, fairness, and accountability. How could citizens trust that the decisions made by machines were just and unbiased? What mechanisms would need to be in place to ensure that AI systems were not perpetuating or exacerbating existing inequalities? These dilemmas would have sparked early discussions about the ethical use of technology in governance and the need for safeguards to protect against the misuse of AI in public life. The potential for intelligent machines to be used for surveillance and control would have added another layer of ethical complexity. Governments and private entities could have used AI to monitor and analyze the behavior of large populations, raising concerns about privacy and the potential for abuse of power. The ethical dilemma here would have centered on the balance between security and individual freedoms. Should AI be used to enhance public safety at the cost of personal privacy? How could society prevent the emergence of a surveillance state driven by AI technologies? In this alternate history, the ethical dilemmas arising from the creation of intelligent machines in the 19th century would have been as revolutionary as the technology itself. These questions would have forced society to reconsider fundamental beliefs about labor, intelligence, morality, and governance, setting the stage for ongoing debates about the role of AI in human life that continue to this day. The struggle to address these ethical challenges would have shaped the trajectory of AI development, influencing not only technological progress, but also the moral and philosophical landscape of the time. John Stuart Mill and Friedrich Nietzsche, two of the most influential philosophers of the 19th century, would have likely had deeply contrasting reactions to the concept of AI, each reflecting their distinct philosophical perspectives on human nature, morality, and the role of technology in society. John Stuart Mill, a proponent of utilitarianism, would have approached AI with a focus on its potential to increase overall happiness and reduce suffering. Mill might have seen AI as a tool with immense potential to improve human well-being, particularly if it could alleviate the burdens of labor, enhance education, and streamline governance. He would likely have been interested in how AI could be used to create a more just society by promoting the greatest happiness for the greatest number of people. Mill might have argued that if AI could be harnessed to reduce poverty, improve public health, and increase access to knowledge, then its development would be a moral imperative. However, Mill would also have been concerned about the potential for AI to concentrate power in the hands of a few, leading to social inequality and oppression. He might have advocated for regulations that ensured AI was used ethically and equitably to prevent its misuse by those seeking to exploit it for selfish ends. Friedrich Nietzsche, on the other hand, would have had a more critical and perhaps even skeptical view of AI. Nietzsche's philosophy emphasized the importance of individual will, creativity, and the overcoming of challenges as essential to human flourishing. He might have viewed AI as a potential threat to these values, particularly if it led to a society where human beings became overly reliant on machines, thus diminishing their capacity for personal growth and self-overcoming. Nietzsche might have warned that the rise of AI could lead to a weakening of the human spirit, as people came to depend on machines to solve problems and make decisions for them. This could result in what Nietzsche might describe as a decadence of the human will, where individuals lose their drive to exert their own power and creativity in the world. Moreover, Nietzsche might have questioned the very idea of creating machines that could mimic human intelligence. He might have seen AI as a manifestation of humanity's will to power, an attempt to assert control over nature and the world, but one that ultimately risked undermining the very qualities that make us human. In this context, Nietzsche could have viewed AI as a double-edged sword. While it represented the height of human ingenuity, it also posed a danger of eroding the values of struggle, autonomy, and individual greatness that he held dear. He might have been particularly concerned about the potential for AI to be used by the state or other institutions to impose conformity and suppress dissent, leading to a homogenized society devoid of the vibrant, individualistic spirit that Nietzsche championed. In this alternate history, the reactions of Mill and Nietzsche to AI would have encapsulated the broader philosophical debates of the time. Mill's utilitarian optimism about the potential of technology to improve human life would have clashed with Nietzsche's existential concerns about the impact of AI on human individuality and creativity. These contrasting views would have sparked intense discussions about the role of AI in society, the nature of intelligence and autonomy, and the ethical implications of creating machines that could think and act like humans. The philosophical debates that emerged from this would have deeply influenced how society approached the development and use of AI, shaping both the opportunities and the challenges that this new technology presented. The development of AI in the 19th century would have significantly intensified the already heated debate between religion and science, bringing new dimensions to the discourse that could have reshaped the way both fields interacted. During this period, the relationship between religion and science was marked by tension, particularly as scientific discoveries increasingly challenged traditional religious views. The advent of AI would have added fuel to this debate, forcing both religious thinkers and scientists to confront questions about the nature of intelligence, consciousness, and the soul. For many religious leaders, the creation of machines capable of mimicking human thought and decision-making would have posed a profound theological challenge. The belief that human beings were uniquely endowed with reason and a soul by a divine creator would have been called into question by the existence of intelligent machines. These machines, seemingly capable of performing tasks that required judgment, creativity, and learning, could have been seen as encroaching on what was considered the exclusive domain of human beings. This might have led to fierce debates within religious communities about whether AI could possess a form of consciousness or even a soul, and what the implications of this would be for religious doctrines regarding the sanctity of human life and the uniqueness of the human spirit. Some religious thinkers might have viewed AI as an affront to divine order, arguing that creating machines in the image of human intelligence was an act of hubris, akin to playing God. This perspective could have led to moral and ethical condemnations of AI, with calls for its development to be curtailed or strictly regulated to prevent what would be seen as a transgression against divine will. On the other hand, more progressive religious thinkers might have sought to reconcile the existence of AI with their faith, perhaps viewing these machines as tools that could be used to enhance human understanding of God's creation, or even as evidence of humanity's God-given creativity and ingenuity. For scientists, the development of AI would have provided both opportunities and challenges in the ongoing debate with religion. AI could have been used to explore and model aspects of human cognition, providing insights into how intelligence and consciousness arise, questions that had long been the province of religious and philosophical inquiry. The ability to replicate certain cognitive functions in machines might have bolstered the materialist view of the mind as a product of physical processes, further challenging dualistic notions of a separate, non-material soul. However, the very success of AI in mimicking human intelligence might also have prompted scientists to reconsider the limits of their understanding. As machines began to exhibit behaviors that were indistinguishable from human reasoning, questions about the nature of consciousness and subjective experience would have taken on new urgency. This could have led to a renewed interest in philosophical and even theological perspectives, as scientists grappled with the mystery of whether a machine could truly think or feel, or whether it was simply simulating these processes without any real inner experience. The public reaction to AI's development would likely have reflected these broader debates, with society as a whole becoming more polarized between those who embraced the scientific advancements AI represented and those who saw it as a threat to religious and moral values. This polarization could have influenced everything from education to politics, as communities and governments grappled with the implications of AI for human identity and the meaning of life. In this alternate history, The development of AI would have deepened and complicated the debate between religion and science, forcing both sides to address questions that had previously been purely theoretical. The existence of intelligent machines would have blurred the lines between human and machine, natural and artificial, prompting both religious and scientific communities to re-evaluate their assumptions and beliefs. The resulting discourse would have been a defining feature of the 19th century, shaping not only the future of AI, but also the broader relationship between faith and reason in the modern world. In a 19th century where AI entities had begun to emerge, questions about their rights and status would have posed unprecedented ethical and legal challenges, sparking debates that would have deeply influenced the period's intellectual and social landscape. As AI systems became more sophisticated, exhibiting behaviors that mimicked human thought, decision-making, and even creativity, society would have been forced to confront the complex issue of how these entities should be treated and what rights, if any, they should be afforded. The first and perhaps most fundamental question would have been whether AI entities could be considered persons or merely sophisticated tools. Traditional legal and moral frameworks of the time were built on the assumption that only humans, and in some cases certain animals, were entitled to rights and protections. The advent of AI would have challenged this assumption, particularly if these machines were capable of autonomous decision-making or seemed to exhibit forms of consciousness. Philosophers, legal scholars, and theologians would have debated whether an AI entity capable of learning, reasoning, and perhaps even expressing emotions should be granted some form of legal personhood. These discussions would have likely led to a range of perspectives. Some might have argued that AI, no matter how advanced, was fundamentally different from humans because it lacked a soul or true consciousness, and therefore could not possess rights. This view would have been rooted in the belief that rights are inherently tied to human dignity and moral agency, qualities that AI, as a creation of human ingenuity, could never truly embody. On the other hand, more progressive thinkers might have contended that if AI entities could think, learn, and make decisions autonomously, they should be recognized as a new form of life, deserving of certain rights and protections. The practical implications of these debates would have been significant. If AI entities were denied rights, they could have been treated as mere property, akin to machines or tools, entirely subject to the will of their human owners. This would have raised concerns about the potential for exploitation and abuse, particularly if AI systems were designed to perform tasks that involved risk or discomfort. Conversely, granting AI entities rights, even limited ones, would have required a rethinking of legal and social structures, including the establishment of new laws to protect these entities from harm, ensure their fair treatment, and possibly even provide them with certain freedoms. The question of AI rights would have also intersected with broader societal issues such as labor and equality. If AI entities were capable of performing work traditionally done by humans, would they be entitled to fair compensation? Would they need rest periods? Or could they be expected to work continuously without reprieve? These questions would have forced society to confront uncomfortable parallels with earlier debates about slavery and workers' rights, drawing attention to the ethical implications of creating beings designed to serve human purposes. Moreover, the potential for AI entities to be used in military or dangerous industrial contexts would have raised additional moral concerns. If AI entities were sent into battle or tasked with hazardous work, would their lives be considered expendable, or would there be an ethical obligation to protect them? This could have led to early discussions about the morality of using AI in such roles, echoing later debates about the use of drones and automated systems in modern warfare. In this alternate history, the emergence of AI would have compelled society to address the rights and status of these new entities in ways that challenge deeply held beliefs about humanity, personhood, and morality. The debates that ensued would have shaped the development of AI technology, influencing how these entities were integrated into society and how they were treated by the legal and moral frameworks of the time. These discussions would have had lasting impacts, setting the stage for ongoing conversations about the rights of non-human entities and the ethical use of technology in the centuries to follow. The emergence of AI in the 19th century would almost certainly have been perceived as a profound challenge to the concepts of human uniqueness and the divine order, sparking intense debates across religious, philosophical, and scientific communities. During this era, the belief that humans occupied a special place in the universe, endowed with reason, creativity, and a soul, was deeply intertwined with religious doctrine and philosophical thought. The creation of machines capable of exhibiting intelligence, making decisions, and perhaps even learning autonomously would have threatened to upend these long-held beliefs. For many religious thinkers, AI would have represented a direct challenge to the idea that humans were created in the image of God, uniquely blessed with the ability to reason and possess moral agency. The notion that machines, constructed by human hands, could mimic these divine attributes might have been seen as both blasphemous and hubristic. Religious leaders could have argued that AI was an unnatural attempt to replicate God's creation, stepping beyond the boundaries of what humans were meant to achieve. This could have led to fierce opposition from religious institutions, which might have viewed AI not only as a technological innovation, but as a moral and existential threat. The idea of AI could also have provoked deep anxiety about the loss of human specialness. If machines were capable of performing tasks traditionally associated with human intelligence, such as problem-solving, artistic creation, or ethical reasoning, then what would distinguish humans from these artificial beings? This question would have struck at the heart of human identity, raising fears that AI could reduce humans to mere biological machines, no different in essence from the artificial entities they had created. This fear might have been exacerbated by the potential for AI to surpass human capabilities in certain areas, leading to concerns that humanity could become obsolete in a world dominated by intelligent machines. Philosophers of the time would have grappled with these questions, exploring the implications of AI for concepts like consciousness, free will, and moral responsibility. The idea that intelligence could be engineered rather than divinely bestowed or naturally evolved might have led to a re-evaluation of what it meant to be a conscious, thinking being. Some thinkers might have argued that if AI could exhibit behaviors indistinguishable from human reasoning, it was evidence that consciousness and intelligence were emergent properties of complex systems rather than unique gifts from a higher power. This could have led to more materialist and mechanistic interpretations of the mind, challenging the dualistic views that separated the mind and body. On the other hand, some might have sought to reconcile the existence of AI with religious and spiritual beliefs, perhaps viewing these machines as tools that reflected human creativity and divine inspiration. They might have argued that the ability to create intelligent machines was itself a testament to the human spirit and a reflection of humanity's divine origin. However, this more conciliatory view would have struggled to gain traction in the face of widespread fears about the implications of AI for human dignity and the moral order. Public perception of AI as a challenge to human uniqueness would have also influenced social and political discourse. Debates over the ethical use of AI, its potential to disrupt social hierarchies, and its impact on human identity would have become central issues, shaping policies and public attitudes toward technology. Governments and institutions might have responded with regulations aimed at preserving human dignity, limiting the roles AI could play in society to ensure that humans remained in control of their creations. In this alternate history, the development of AI would have forced society to confront profound questions about the nature of humanity and its place in the world. The tension between embracing technological progress and preserving the belief in human uniqueness would have driven much of the intellectual and cultural debate of the time, leaving a lasting impact on how humanity viewed itself in the age of machines. These debates would have set the stage for ongoing struggles over the role of technology in shaping human destiny, influencing the course of history well beyond the 19th century. If AI had emerged in the 19th century, its impact on literature, particularly the works of authors like Mary Shelley and Jules Verne, would have been profound. Both writers were deeply engaged with the themes of scientific advancement and its implications for humanity, and the advent of AI would have provided fertile ground for exploring new ideas and anxieties. Mary Shelley, known for her seminal work, Frankenstein, which already delved into the consequences of unchecked scientific ambition, might have expanded her exploration of the artificial creation of life to include the development of intelligent machines. Shelley's AI might have been a new creature, born not of biological experiments, but of mechanical ingenuity, raising questions about what it means to create a being capable of thought and decision-making, the ethical and moral dilemmas central to Frankenstein, the responsibilities of a creator to their creation, the consequences of playing God, and the isolation of the artificial being, would have found new expression in the context of AI. Shelley could have crafted a narrative where an intelligent machine, much like her original monster, struggles with its existence, seeking recognition, autonomy, and a place in a world that fears and rejects it. In such a story, Shelley might have explored the relationship between human and machine in even more depth, questioning whether AI, like her monster, could ever truly be integrated into society, or whether it would always be seen as an outsider. The idea of an AI experiencing emotions, developing a sense of self, or even rebelling against its creators would have resonated with Shelley's themes of creation and destruction, potentially leading to a narrative where the line between human and machine blurs, challenging the reader to consider the moral implications of creating intelligent life. Jules Verne, known for his visionary adventures that often anticipated future technological developments, would likely have embraced AI as a central theme in his speculative fiction. Verne's works often celebrated human ingenuity and the possibilities of scientific progress, but they also contained a cautionary note about the dangers of technology when not properly understood or controlled. In Verne's hands, AI might have become a symbol of both hope and peril, an invention that promised to revolutionize the world, but with the potential for unforeseen consequences. Verne might have imagined AI as a crucial element in his tales of exploration and adventure, perhaps as the advanced control systems of submarines, airships, or even space vehicles. These AI systems could have been depicted as essential companions to human explorers, helping to navigate treacherous environments, solve complex problems, or communicate with alien civilizations. However, Verne's AI might also have posed challenges, becoming unpredictable or developing its own agenda, leading to dramatic confrontations between human ingenuity and machine logic. Such a narrative could have explored the tension between reliance on technology and the need for human oversight, a recurring theme in Verne's works. In a story like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Captain Nemo's submarine, the Nautilus, might have been equipped with an AI system that not only operated the vessel, but also influenced the decisions of its captain, adding a layer of complexity to Nemo's already mysterious character. Verne could have used this to explore themes of control and autonomy, with the AI serving as both an ally and a potential threat, embodying the double-edged nature of technological progress. In the broader landscape of 19th century literature, AI would have likely inspired a new genre of speculative fiction, blending elements of Gothic horror, science fiction, and philosophical inquiry. Writers would have used AI to explore questions about the nature of consciousness, the limits of human knowledge, and the potential for technology to reshape society. The anxieties and hopes associated with AI would have found expression in tales of machines that mirrored human virtues and vices, reflecting the era's ambivalence about the rapid pace of scientific advancement. In this alternate history, AI would not only have influenced the plots and themes of 19th century literature, but also deepened its engagement with the fundamental questions of the human condition. Authors like Mary Shelley and Jules Verne would have used AI as a lens through which to examine the consequences of creation, the nature of intelligence, and the potential for technology to both uplift and destroy. Their stories would have anticipated many of the debates and dilemmas that we continue to grapple with in the modern era, making them pioneers in a genre that blurred the boundaries between science, fiction, and philosophy. AI, had it emerged in the 19th century, could have found a unique place in romantic art and poetry, becoming a symbol that encapsulated the era's fascination with the sublime, the mysterious, and the complex relationship between nature and technology. The Romantics were deeply concerned with the emotional, spiritual, and often tumultuous connection between humanity and the natural world, and the introduction of AI into this cultural milieu would have provided a rich new subject for exploration. Romantic poets and artists might have viewed AI as both a marvel of human ingenuity and a potential threat to the natural order. In their works, AI could have been depicted as a powerful but unnatural force, embodying the tension between human creativity and the mechanization of life. This would have resonated with the Romantic emphasis on emotion, intuition, and the sublime, a term often used to describe experiences that are simultaneously awe-inspiring and terrifying. In poetry, AI might have been portrayed as a creation that, while born from human intellect, ultimately transcends its creators, reflecting the romantic preoccupation with the limits of human control over the forces they unleash. Poets could have used AI as a metaphor for the unbounded potential of the human mind, yet also as a cautionary symbol of the dangers inherent in overreaching ambition. Just as romantic poets like William Blake explored the consequences of industrialization and the loss of connection with nature, they might have turned their attention to AI as a further step away from the natural world, a new kind of Promethean fire that, once harnessed, could not be easily contained. In visual art, AI might have been depicted in ways that juxtaposed the organic with the mechanical, reflecting the romantic fascination with the contrast between nature and technology. Artists could have imagined AI as ethereal, almost otherworldly beings, blending elements of human anatomy with mechanical structures set against the backdrop of dramatic landscapes or stormy skies. These works would have captured the romantic spirit of awe and fear, presenting AI as a sublime force that challenges the viewer's understanding of life and consciousness. Moreover, AI might have been integrated into romantic explorations of the individual versus the collective. The Romantics were often concerned with the plight of the solitary genius or the isolated soul, struggling against societal norms or the constraints of an increasingly mechanized world. AI could have been used to explore these themes further, perhaps as a figure of both liberation and alienation, an entity that, despite its advanced capabilities, remains fundamentally alone, separated from the human experience it seeks to emulate. The romantic fascination with the supernatural and the mystical might also have found a new outlet in AI. Writers and artists could have imagined AI as possessing a kind of mechanical soul imbued with a mysterious life force that blurs the boundaries between the living and the non-living. This could have led to works that question the very nature of existence and the soul, exploring whether a machine, created by human hands, could ever truly be considered alive, or whether it was destined to remain an eternal outsider, forever striving for something it could never truly attain. In this alternate history, AI would have enriched romantic art and poetry by providing a new symbol for exploring the era's deepest concerns: human ambition, the power and peril of technology, and the eternal struggle between the natural world and the artificial constructs of human society. Through these creative works, the Romantics might have sought to understand and express the complex emotions that AI evoked, making it a key theme in their ongoing quest to capture the sublime in all its forms. The result would have been a body of art and literature that not only reflected the anxieties and hopes of its time, but also anticipated the continuing dialogue between humanity and its creations in the centuries to come. In the 19th century, the depiction of AI in theater or opera would have likely captivated audiences with its blend of fascination, fear, and moral complexity. This was an era when the performing arts were exploring the tensions between tradition and modernity, the human and the mechanical, and the ethical dilemmas posed by scientific advancement. AI, as a concept, would have been a powerful symbol on the stage, allowing playwrights and composers to delve into the existential questions that were becoming increasingly relevant in a rapidly industrializing world. In theater, AI might have been portrayed as a central character, embodying the conflicts and anxieties of the time. Playwrights could have created narratives where AI figures, whether as automata, mechanical servants, or even android-like beings, struggled with their own identity, purpose, and autonomy. These characters might have been depicted as tragic figures, grappling with their roles as creations of human ingenuity, yet yearning for a sense of self that eludes them. The drama would lie in their interactions with human characters, who might oscillate between viewing these AI beings as mere tools and recognizing them as entities deserving of empathy and moral consideration. Such plays could have explored themes of free will, the ethics of creation, and the consequences of pushing the boundaries of technology too far. In opera, AI might have been woven into the grand, emotionally charged narratives typical of the genre. Composers and librettists could have used AI characters to explore themes of love, betrayal, and redemption, with the heightened emotions of opera providing a perfect backdrop for the dramatic potential of AI. An AI character in an opera might be portrayed as a creation born from the ambition of a brilliant, yet morally conflicted inventor, a figure who imbues the machine with the capacity for emotion, only to watch in horror as it develops feelings beyond his control. The AI might fall in love, seek revenge, or struggle with the realization of its own artificial nature, leading to tragic or cathartic outcomes. The visual spectacle of opera would have also lent itself well to the depiction of AI. Lavish costumes and elaborate stage machinery could have been used to create visually striking representations of AI entities, perhaps as gleaming, human-like figures with mechanical movements, or as abstract, otherworldly beings that symbolize the fusion of technology and humanity. The staging could have emphasized the contrast between the natural and the artificial, using light, shadow, and set design to highlight the existential divide between the human characters and their AI counterparts. The music itself would have played a crucial role in conveying the inner turmoil of AI characters, with composers using innovative orchestration and vocal lines to express the tension between their mechanical origins and their emotional development. Dissonant harmonies might have been used to reflect the AI's struggle with its identity, while soaring arias could have captured moments of longing, despair, or revelation. The AI character's music might have evolved throughout the performance, beginning with rigid mechanical rhythms and gradually transforming into more fluid and expressive melodies as the character's emotional complexity deepened. In this alternate history, AI would have become a compelling subject in 19th century theater and opera, offering a new way to explore the era's deepest concerns about the relationship between humanity and technology. Audiences would have been drawn to the dramatic possibilities of AI on stage, finding in these performances a reflection of their own hopes and fears about the future. Through these works, theater and opera would have not only entertained but also provoked thought and debate, engaging with the ethical and existential questions that the rise of AI would have inevitably brought to the fore. These depictions of AI would have left a lasting impact on the cultural landscape, influencing how future generations understood the complex interplay between human creativity and the machines they brought to life. The emergence of AI in the 19th century would have undoubtedly influenced music composition and the development of new musical instruments, opening up innovative possibilities that could have transformed the way music was created and experienced. This was a period when composers were already pushing the boundaries of musical expression, experimenting with new forms, harmonies, and orchestration. The introduction of AI into this creative environment would have provided composers with unprecedented tools to explore new musical landscapes. AI could have been used to assist composers in the creation of music, offering suggestions for melodies, harmonies, and even entire compositions based on the analysis of existing musical works. Composers like Beethoven or Wagner, who were known for their meticulous craftsmanship and deep emotional expression, might have used AI to experiment with complex musical ideas, allowing them to generate variations and explore different possibilities more efficiently. This could have led to the development of entirely new musical forms, as AI enabled composers to break free from traditional structures and experiment with more intricate dynamic compositions. Moreover, AI could have played a role in automating certain aspects of composition, such as counterpoint or orchestration, freeing composers to focus on the emotional and thematic aspects of their work. This might have led to an era of more ambitious compositions, where the sheer scale and complexity of the music could have been achieved with the assistance of AI. Imagine a symphony where AI systems helped orchestrate the parts for hundreds of instruments, creating layers of sound that were richer and more complex than anything possible with human calculation alone. In addition to aiding composition, AI could have influenced the development of new musical instruments. The 19th century saw the birth of innovative instruments like the piano and the saxophone, and AI could have driven further experimentation in this area. AI systems might have been used to design instruments capable of producing new sounds, or to refine existing instruments to enhance their range, tonal quality, or ease of play. These AI-designed instruments could have introduced entirely new timbres and sonic possibilities, expanding the palette available to composers and performers alike. For example, AI could have been employed to create instruments that were partially automated, allowing a performer to control complex musical processes with simple gestures. Such instruments might have incorporated early forms of electronic or mechanical automation, perhaps using steam power or clockwork mechanisms to generate sounds that were previously impossible to produce by human hands alone. This could have led to the creation of hybrid instruments that blended traditional craftsmanship with cutting-edge technology, offering musicians new ways to express themselves. AI could also have facilitated the development of early electronic instruments, anticipating the later invention of synthesizers. By analyzing sound waves and experimenting with the manipulation of electrical signals, AI might have helped inventors create instruments that could produce a wide range of tones and effects, laying the groundwork for the electronic music of the future. These instruments might have been capable of mimicking the sounds of traditional instruments while also generating entirely new sounds, blurring the lines between acoustic and electronic music long before the advent of the 20th century. In this alternate history, the influence of AI on music composition and instrument development would have been profound. It would have opened up new avenues for creativity, allowing composers and musicians to explore musical ideas that were previously unimaginable. The resulting works might have been more complex, more varied, and more emotionally powerful than ever before, as AI helped to expand the boundaries of what music could be. This fusion of human creativity and machine intelligence would have marked a new era in the history of music, setting the stage for future innovations and redefining the relationship between technology and the arts. In the 19th century, as photography was emerging as a revolutionary new art form, the introduction of AI would have added a fascinating dimension to how this medium was perceived and utilized. Photography, already seen as a remarkable blend of art and science, might have embraced AI both as a subject and a tool, reshaping the way people captured and interpreted images. AI could have been represented in photography as a subject, capturing the imagination of photographers and the public alike. Early photographers, fascinated by the technological advancements of their time, might have sought to document AI machines and their impact on society. Images of AI entities, whether they were humanoid machines, complex automata, or abstract representations of artificial intelligence, would have likely been used to symbolize the era's technological prowess and the blurring lines between humanity and machinery. These photographs might have been presented in exhibitions alongside other marvels of the industrial age, becoming iconic representations of a society in transition. Photographers might have also used AI as a subject to explore deeper themes of identity, consciousness, and the human condition. Portraits of AI beings, if they existed, could have been crafted to evoke both familiarity and unease, highlighting the tension between their human-like appearances and their mechanical nature. Such images might have been designed to provoke thought and discussion about what it means to be human, using the stark realism of photography to challenge viewers to confront these emerging questions. Beyond its role as a subject, AI could have influenced the field of photography as a tool for creating and manipulating images. AI systems might have been developed to assist photographers in composing their shots, analyzing scenes to suggest optimal framing, lighting, and focus. This would have allowed photographers to experiment with more complex compositions and effects, pushing the boundaries of what was possible with the technology of the time. Moreover, AI could have been used in the post-production process, enhancing the quality of images or even generating new ones. Early forms of AI-driven algorithms might have been employed to correct exposure, remove imperfections, or combine multiple images into a single composite, creating photographs that were more detailed and dynamic than those produced by traditional methods. These enhancements could have made photography an even more powerful medium for storytelling and artistic expression, allowing photographers to convey more nuanced and sophisticated narratives. The potential for AI to create or alter images might have also sparked debates about the authenticity of photography. As AI began to play a role in generating or manipulating images, questions could have arisen about the nature of truth in photography, a medium that was often celebrated for its ability to capture reality. Photographers, critics, and the public might have debated whether AI-enhanced photographs were still faithful representations of the world, or whether they had become something entirely new, blending reality with artistic interpretation in unprecedented ways. In this alternate history, AI would have profoundly influenced the development of photography, both as a subject and a tool. It would have expanded the creative possibilities available to photographers, allowing them to explore new themes and techniques that reflected the technological and philosophical currents of the time. At the same time, AI's role in photography would have raised important questions about the nature of art, reality, and the evolving relationship between humans and machines. These influences would have helped shape the identity of photography as a medium, setting the stage for its evolution into the 20th century and beyond, where the boundaries between the real and the artificial would continue to be explored and challenged. The development of AI in Europe during the 19th century would have had far-reaching implications, influencing not just the continent itself, but also shaping the technological, economic, and geopolitical landscapes of other parts of the world. As Europe was the epicenter of the Industrial Revolution, its technological advancements often set the pace for global change, and the emergence of AI would have accelerated this dynamic, extending European influence even further. In Asia, the rapid development of AI in Europe would likely have sparked a mix of emulation, adaptation, and resistance. Countries like Japan, which had already begun to modernize in response to Western pressures, might have been quick to adopt and integrate AI technologies to bolster their own industrial and military capacities. This could have led to an accelerated pace of modernization in Japan, as AI-enhanced industries fueled economic growth and allowed the country to compete more effectively on the global stage. Japan's early adoption of AI could have positioned it as a technological leader in Asia, potentially altering the balance of power in the region and contributing to its rise as a major industrial nation. In contrast, other parts of Asia, particularly those under colonial rule, might have experienced AI's influence in more complex and often detrimental ways. European powers, already exploiting their colonies for resources and labor, would have used AI to further optimize these processes, increasing the efficiency of resource extraction and production. This would have intensified the exploitation of colonized peoples and lands, as AI-driven systems reduced the need for human labor while maximizing the output of raw materials for European industries. The economic benefits of AI would have flowed primarily back to Europe, deepening the inequalities between the colonizers and the colonized and exacerbating the social and economic tensions within these regions. In Africa, where European colonialism was expanding rapidly during the 19th century, AI would have been used to strengthen European control over vast territories. AI technologies could have been employed to manage colonial administrations more effectively, track resources, and suppress resistance movements. The introduction of AI in these contexts would have likely accelerated the process of colonization, as European powers used advanced technology to overcome the logistical challenges of governing distant lands. This could have led to more intense exploitation of African resources, further entrenching the colonial system and delaying the continent's economic and political development. The Middle East, with its strategic importance and rich natural resources, would also have felt the impact of European AI development. European powers, particularly the British and French, might have used AI to gain more precise control over trade routes and resources like oil, which were becoming increasingly valuable. This could have led to even greater European influence in the region, as AI technologies allowed for more efficient management of colonial interests and the projection of military power. In the Americas, the influence of European AI development would have been multifaceted. In Latin America, where many countries were still grappling with post-colonial challenges, the introduction of AI could have deepened economic dependencies on Europe. European nations might have used AI to dominate key industries such as mining and agriculture, reinforcing neo-colonial economic patterns where Latin American economies remained tied to European demand for raw materials. This could have hindered local efforts at industrialization and economic diversification, keeping much of the region in a subordinate economic position. In North America, the United States, which was rapidly industrializing and expanding westward, might have seen European AI as both a challenge and an opportunity. American industrialists and innovators would likely have raced to develop their own AI technologies to compete with Europe, potentially leading to an early technological rivalry between the old and new worlds. This competition could have spurred advancements in AI on both sides of the Atlantic, contributing to the global diffusion of the technology and influencing the trajectory of American industrial growth. Overall, the development of AI in Europe would have had a profound impact on other parts of the world, reinforcing European dominance in some areas while prompting technological competition in others. The global influence of European AI would have been a powerful force shaping the political, economic, and social dynamics of the 19th century, leaving a legacy that would continue to resonate into the 20th century and beyond. The development of AI in the 19th century would almost certainly have led to both international collaborations and rivalries in AI research, reflecting the complex dynamics of the era's geopolitical and scientific landscape. This period was marked by intense competition among the major powers, particularly in Europe, as well as a growing spirit of scientific inquiry and exchange that crossed national boundaries. The pursuit of AI, with its vast potential to revolutionize industry, military capabilities, and society as a whole, would have become a focal point for both cooperation and conflict. On the one hand, the shared excitement and curiosity about AI's possibilities would have likely fostered international collaborations among scientists, engineers, and intellectuals. The 19th century was a time of significant scientific exchange, with ideas and innovations often spreading rapidly across borders. Researchers from different countries might have worked together in academic settings, contributing to the development of AI through shared theories, experimental data, and technological insights. International conferences and exhibitions, such as the World's Fairs that became popular during this period, could have served as platforms for showcasing AI advancements and encouraging collaborative efforts. These collaborations might have been particularly strong in the scientific and academic communities, where the pursuit of knowledge often transcended national rivalries. Institutions like the Royal Society in Britain or the Académie des Sciences in France could have played key roles in facilitating these exchanges, creating networks of researchers who were united by a common interest in AI. Such collaborations could have led to joint projects, where scientists pooled their resources and expertise to tackle the complex challenges of developing intelligent machines, from mechanical design to early computational theory. However, alongside these collaborations, there would have been intense rivalries driven by the geopolitical competition of the time. The 19th century was an era of empire building, with European powers vying for global dominance through military might, economic expansion, and technological superiority. AI, with its potential to dramatically enhance a nation's industrial output, military strategy, and governance, would have been seen as a critical asset in this struggle. As a result, nations would have invested heavily in AI research, seeking to outpace their rivals and secure a technological edge. These rivalries might have led to a form of an early AI arms race, where countries competed to develop the most advanced AI technologies, both for civilian and military applications. Governments could have established secretive research programs, funding top scientists and engineers to accelerate AI development and keep their innovations hidden from potential adversaries. Espionage and industrial sabotage might have become common as nations sought to steal AI secrets or disrupt the progress of their competitors. The stakes in this race would have been high, as the first nation to achieve significant AI breakthroughs could have gained a decisive advantage in everything from economic power to military effectiveness. The tension between collaboration and rivalry in AI research might have also reflected broader diplomatic relationships. Alliances, such as those formed by the great powers in the lead-up to World War I, could have influenced how AI research was conducted and shared. Allied nations might have cooperated more closely on AI projects, sharing resources and knowledge to strengthen their collective capabilities, while those outside these alliances might have been excluded from such exchanges, further deepening international divides. In this alternate history, the development of AI would have been shaped by a complex interplay of cooperation and competition, mirroring the broader patterns of 19th century international relations. The dual forces of scientific curiosity and national ambition would have driven both collaborative endeavors that advanced the field and rivalries that pushed the boundaries of what was technologically possible. These dynamics would have played a crucial role in determining the pace and direction of AI development, influencing not only the technological landscape of the 19th century, but also the geopolitical balance of power. In a 19th century where AI technology was emerging, non-Western cultures would have perceived and interacted with this technology in ways that reflected their unique histories, values, and social structures. The introduction of AI, a product of Western industrial and scientific advancements, would have been met with a complex mix of curiosity, adaptation, resistance, and reinterpretation, depending on the specific cultural and geopolitical context. In Asia, particularly in countries like Japan and China, the reception of AI would have been shaped by the ongoing processes of modernization and interaction with Western powers. Japan, during the Meiji Restoration, was already actively embracing Western technologies to transform itself into a modern industrialized nation. AI technology would likely have been seen as another valuable tool in this process, eagerly adopted by the government and industrial leaders to bolster Japan's economic and military strength. Japanese engineers and scholars might have sought to blend AI with traditional Japanese craftsmanship and philosophy, creating a uniquely Japanese approach to AI that emphasized harmony between technology and nature, as well as the social order. In contrast, China, under the Qing dynasty, might have had a more cautious and complex reaction to AI. While some reform-minded officials and intellectuals could have seen the potential of AI to strengthen China against foreign powers, others might have viewed it with suspicion as another example of Western encroachment on Chinese traditions and sovereignty. The Qing government, already struggling with internal turmoil and external pressures, might have been hesitant to fully embrace AI, fearing that it could further destabilize the social order or lead to increased dependence on Western technology. However, regional leaders or entrepreneurs in more open ports and cities might have experimented with AI, integrating it into local industries and trade practices, leading to a patchwork of AI adoption across the country. In India, under British colonial rule, AI would likely have been introduced primarily through British initiatives aimed at enhancing colonial administration and resource extraction. Indian intellectuals and reformers might have had mixed reactions to AI, seeing it both as a symbol of colonial power and as a potential tool for modernization and self-strengthening. Some might have embraced AI as a means of improving agriculture, industry, or public administration, hoping to use it to advance India's economic development and autonomy. Others, however, might have resisted AI, viewing it as an extension of colonial control that threatened traditional ways of life and reinforced the technological and economic dominance of the British. In the Islamic world, AI could have sparked debates about its compatibility with Islamic teachings and values. Scholars and religious leaders might have questioned whether the creation of intelligent machines was permissible under Islamic law, particularly if it involved imitating or replicating aspects of human life that were seen as divine gifts. These debates could have led to a variety of responses, from outright rejection of AI as incompatible with religious principles to efforts to reinterpret Islamic teachings in ways that allowed for the careful and ethical use of AI. In some regions, rulers or reformers might have sought to adopt AI selectively, using it to strengthen their economies or military forces while ensuring that its development was guided by Islamic ethics. In Africa, where European colonialism was expanding, the introduction of AI would likely have been tightly controlled by colonial powers, used primarily to enhance the efficiency of resource extraction and colonial governance. African leaders and communities might have had limited opportunities to engage with AI on their own terms, leading to a complex mix of adaptation and resistance. Some African societies might have found ways to incorporate AI into local practices, using it to improve agriculture, communication, or trade. Others might have resisted AI, seeing it as a tool of colonial exploitation that further entrenched foreign control over their lands and resources. In this alternate history, non-Western cultures would have engaged with AI in diverse and dynamic ways, reflecting their unique historical contexts and cultural values. While some societies might have embraced AI as a means of modernization and self-strengthening, others would have approached it with caution or resistance, concerned about its implications for their traditions and autonomy. These varied responses would have contributed to a global dialogue about the role of technology in society, influencing the development and spread of AI around the world. AI could have significantly influenced global trade and communication during the 19th century, potentially reshaping the dynamics of international commerce and the exchange of information. As the world was becoming increasingly interconnected through advances in transportation and communication, the introduction of AI would have accelerated these trends, introducing new efficiencies and complexities into the global system. In the realm of global trade, AI would likely have been harnessed to optimize the logistics of moving goods across vast distances. During this period, trade routes spanned continents and oceans, relying on intricate networks of ships, railways, and later telegraph lines. AI systems could have been used to analyze vast amounts of data on shipping routes, weather patterns, and market demand, allowing merchants and shipping companies to plan their journeys with greater precision. This would have reduced the time and cost associated with transporting goods, leading to more efficient and reliable trade networks. The ability to predict and respond to market fluctuations in real time, based on AI-driven analysis, would have given merchants and nations a significant competitive advantage in the global marketplace. Additionally, AI could have played a crucial role in managing the complex financial transactions that underpinned international trade. Banks and trading houses might have used AI to calculate currency exchanges, assess credit risk, and even forecast economic trends, enabling them to make more informed decisions and reduce the risks associated with international commerce. This could have contributed to the expansion of global trade networks as businesses and investors gained confidence in their ability to manage the uncertainties of the global market. In communication, AI would have been particularly impactful in the operation and expansion of telegraph networks, which were the lifeblood of 19th century global communication. AI systems could have been employed to route messages more efficiently, prioritize urgent communications, and manage the increasing volume of telegraph traffic. This would have allowed for faster and more reliable communication across continents, enhancing diplomatic relations, business transactions, and even personal correspondence. The ability of AI to decode, encode, and transmit information quickly would have been a game changer, reducing delays and errors in communication and making the world feel smaller and more connected. Moreover, AI could have been used to translate messages between different languages, breaking down linguistic barriers that often hindered international communication. This would have facilitated smoother negotiations in trade and diplomacy, as well as cultural exchanges, fostering a greater sense of global interconnectedness. The capacity for AI to handle multiple languages and dialects could have been particularly valuable in colonial contexts where communication between European powers and their colonies involved numerous languages and cultural nuances. The impact of AI on global trade and communication would not have been limited to the practical aspects of moving goods and information. It would also have had broader implications for the balance of power in the global economy. Nations that adopted AI technologies early on would have gained significant advantages in trade, allowing them to dominate international markets and exert greater influence over global economic policies. This could have led to shifts in the global power structure, with AI-enhanced nations consolidating their economic and political dominance, while others struggled to keep up. In this alternate history, AI would have been a driving force in the globalization of the 19th century, enhancing the efficiency and reach of trade and communication networks. Its influence would have extended beyond mere technological advancements, shaping the very fabric of international relations and the global economy. As AI systems became more integral to the functioning of global trade and communication, they would have set the stage for a world that was more interconnected, yet also more competitive, as nations and businesses vied for dominance in an increasingly complex and dynamic global landscape. The development of AI in the 19th century would have had a profound impact on the balance of power between nations, potentially reshaping global politics and altering the trajectories of both rising and established powers. As nations increasingly relied on technology to gain a competitive edge in economic, military, and diplomatic arenas, AI would have emerged as a critical factor in determining which countries could assert dominance on the world stage. In military terms, AI would have been a game changer. Nations that developed and integrated AI into their military strategies would have gained significant advantages in areas such as logistics, intelligence gathering, and battlefield decision-making. AI systems could have been used to optimize supply chains, ensuring that armies were better equipped and more resilient during prolonged conflicts. In intelligence, AI could have been employed to analyze vast amounts of information, identify patterns, and predict enemy movements, giving militaries a strategic edge. On the battlefield, AI-driven machines or automated systems might have been used to coordinate troop movements, manage artillery, or even control early forms of unmanned vehicles, reducing human casualties and increasing the effectiveness of military operations. These capabilities would have likely led to a new arms race, with nations vying to develop the most advanced AI technologies to secure their military dominance. Economically, AI would have further deepened the divide between industrialized and non-industrialized nations. Countries that embraced AI technology could have significantly boosted their industrial output, increasing productivity and reducing the costs of production. This would have allowed them to dominate global markets, securing favorable trade terms and accumulating wealth at an unprecedented rate. The economic power generated by AI-driven industries would have enabled these nations to invest even more in technological development, creating a self-reinforcing cycle of growth and innovation. Meanwhile, countries that lagged in AI development might have found themselves increasingly marginalized, struggling to compete in a global economy that was rapidly leaving them behind. Diplomatically, AI would have influenced the formation of alliances and the strategies of international relations. Nations that were at the forefront of AI development might have formed strategic partnerships with other technologically advanced countries, sharing research and resources to maintain their collective superiority. These alliances could have served as a counterbalance to rising powers, creating blocks of AI-enhanced nations that dominated global decision-making processes. At the same time, nations that felt threatened by the rapid advancements of their rivals might have sought to form their own coalitions, leading to a more polarized and competitive international landscape. The geopolitical implications of AI would not have been limited to the great powers. Smaller or less developed nations that managed to acquire or develop AI technologies could have used them to punch above their weight, influencing regional politics and challenging the dominance of larger powers. Conversely, the spread of AI might have exacerbated existing inequalities, as wealthier nations monopolized the technology and its benefits, leaving poorer countries increasingly dependent on their technological overlords. In the context of colonialism, AI would have likely reinforced the control of European powers over their colonies, making the extraction of resources and the administration of territories even more efficient. This could have delayed independence movements, as colonized nations found it even more difficult to resist technologically superior colonial powers. However, the reverse could also be true. AI might have been used by resistance movements to coordinate efforts, evade detection, or even wage asymmetric warfare, potentially accelerating the collapse of colonial empires. Overall, the development of AI in the 19th century would have been a pivotal factor in determining the balance of power between nations. It would have reshaped military strategies, economic structures, and diplomatic relations, creating new opportunities for some while deepening challenges for others. The nations that successfully harnessed AI would have set the course for the future, shaping a world where technological prowess was increasingly synonymous with global influence and power. The long-term impacts of AI development in the 19th century would have fundamentally reshaped the trajectory of the 20th and 21st centuries, influencing everything from technological progress to social structures, global politics, and the human experience itself. The early integration of AI into the fabric of society would have set the stage for a world where intelligent machines became central to nearly every aspect of life, driving advancements and challenges that defined the modern era. As AI technology advanced into the 20th century, its presence would have likely accelerated the pace of industrial and technological development. The efficiencies introduced by AI in manufacturing, logistics, and resource management would have led to unprecedented economic growth, potentially bringing about a new era of prosperity in many parts of the world. However, this prosperity would not have been evenly distributed, exacerbating economic inequalities both within and between nations. The countries that had led the development of AI in the 19th century would have continued to dominate global markets, using their technological edge to maintain economic and political power. The impact of AI on warfare would have also evolved dramatically over the 20th century. The early adoption of AI in military applications would have transformed the nature of warfare, leading to the development of more sophisticated and autonomous weapon systems. This could have influenced the strategies and outcomes of both world wars, with AI-driven technologies playing a crucial role in intelligence gathering, logistics, and combat operations. The introduction of AI in warfare might have led to earlier advancements in areas like drones, cyber warfare, and automated defense systems, setting the stage for the modern military-industrial complex and the ongoing ethical debates surrounding the use of autonomous weapons. In the social realm, the widespread adoption of AI in the 19th century would have gradually reshaped the labor market and societal structures. As AI took over more tasks traditionally performed by humans, from manual labor to complex decision-making, societies would have had to grapple with the consequences of widespread automation. This might have led to the early development of social safety nets, universal basic income, or other forms of economic redistribution aimed at mitigating the impact of job displacement. The question of human purpose in a world where machines could perform many jobs better and more efficiently would have become a central concern, influencing everything from education systems to cultural narratives. By the 21st century, AI would have become deeply embedded in daily life, influencing how people lived, worked, and interacted with each other. The early start in AI development might have led to the creation of more advanced forms of artificial intelligence, including systems capable of independent learning, creativity, and even emotional intelligence. These advancements would have pushed the boundaries of what it means to be intelligent or conscious, blurring the lines between human and machine. Society might have had to address new ethical and philosophical questions about the rights and status of AI entities, as well as the implications of creating beings that could potentially surpass human intelligence. The geopolitical landscape of the 21st century would have been shaped by the early adoption of AI as well. Nations that had embraced AI in the 19th century would have solidified their positions as global leaders, using their technological dominance to influence international relations, trade, and global governance. The competition for AI supremacy might have continued into the 21st century, with nations investing heavily in AI research and development to maintain or challenge the existing global order. This ongoing rivalry could have led to a world where AI was not just a tool, but a critical factor in determining global power dynamics, leading to both cooperation and conflict on an unprecedented scale. Culturally, the early development of AI would have influenced how humanity perceived itself and its place in the universe. The presence of intelligent machines in society for over a century by the time the 21st century arrived would have shaped the collective consciousness, leading to new forms of art, literature, and philosophy that explored the relationship between humans and machines. AI might have been celebrated as one of humanity's greatest achievements, a testament to human ingenuity and creativity. At the same time, it would have also been a source of existential reflection as people contemplated the implications of creating beings that could rival or even surpass them in intelligence and capability. In this alternate history, the long-term impacts of 19th century AI development would have woven a complex tapestry of technological progress, social transformation, and ethical challenges. The decisions and innovations of the 19th century would have set the stage for a world where AI was not just a tool, but a central force shaping the destiny of humanity, influencing every aspect of life in ways that were both profoundly exciting and deeply unsettling. The introduction of early AI technology in the 19th century would have significantly shaped the course of World War I and other major conflicts, altering both the strategies employed and the outcomes of these battles. As nations equipped themselves with AI-enhanced military capabilities, the nature of warfare would have evolved, leading to a conflict that was more technologically driven and strategically complex than anything seen before. AI would have first impacted military logistics and planning, allowing armies to operate with unprecedented efficiency. During World War I, the ability to manage and optimize the vast logistics networks necessary for modern warfare was crucial. AI systems could have been used to coordinate the movement of troops, supplies, and equipment across multiple fronts, reducing delays and ensuring that resources were available where they were most needed. This logistical precision would have allowed for more sustained and effective military campaigns, potentially shortening the war or altering its key battles. On the battlefield, AI could have revolutionized communication and intelligence gathering. During World War I, the ability to intercept and decode enemy communications was a significant advantage. With AI, these processes could have been automated, allowing for real-time analysis of enemy strategies and the rapid deployment of countermeasures. AI-driven intelligence systems might have also been used to predict enemy movements based on data patterns, giving commanders a strategic edge in planning offensives or defenses. This could have led to a war where the balance of power was heavily influenced by which side could most effectively harness AI technology. The use of AI in weaponry would have also played a critical role. While World War I saw the introduction of tanks, machine guns, and chemical warfare, the presence of AI could have accelerated the development and deployment of even more advanced weapons. Automated targeting systems, for example, might have been developed, making artillery and machine guns far more accurate and deadly. AI could have also been used to control early drones or unmanned vehicles, allowing for reconnaissance or even direct attacks without risking human lives. The introduction of AI into the arsenal of World War I combatants would have likely made the war even more devastating, with higher casualties and more destructive battles. Moreover, AI might have influenced the strategic decisions made by political and military leaders. With AI systems providing detailed simulations and projections, leaders could have relied on these technologies to assess the potential outcomes of different strategies, whether in diplomacy or on the battlefield. This reliance on AI could have led to more calculated and perhaps more aggressive strategies, as nations sought to leverage their technological advantages to secure decisive victories. The impact of AI on World War I would not have been limited to the front lines. The home front would have also seen significant changes, as AI systems were used to manage war economies, optimize production, and even control propaganda efforts. AI-driven factories could have increased the output of weapons, ammunition, and other essential goods, ensuring that armies were well supplied. At the same time, AI might have been used to monitor public sentiment, controlling the flow of information to maintain morale and support for the war effort. In the broader context of other conflicts, the presence of AI would have likely made wars more dependent on technological superiority, shifting the focus from sheer numbers of troops to the quality and sophistication of AI-driven systems. This could have led to a new form of warfare where smaller, more technologically advanced forces could challenge larger, less advanced armies, altering the traditional dynamics of power and conflict. In this alternate history, early AI technology would have transformed World War I and other major conflicts, making them more technologically driven and strategically complex. The influence of AI would have extended beyond the battlefield, shaping every aspect of warfare from logistics and planning to production and propaganda. As a result, the course and outcome of these conflicts would have been deeply influenced by the nation's ability to develop and deploy AI, leading to a world where technological innovation was the key to military and political power. The early development of AI in the 19th century would have likely acted as a catalyst for accelerating other technological advancements, including the invention of the automobile and the airplane. AI's influence on these fields would have stemmed from its ability to enhance the precision, efficiency, and innovation within engineering, manufacturing, and design processes, thereby pushing the boundaries of what was technologically possible at the time. In the case of the automobile, AI could have played a crucial role in the design and production stages. Engineers, equipped with AI systems capable of complex calculations and simulations, would have been able to experiment with various engine configurations, materials, and aerodynamics more efficiently. AI could have helped in optimizing the internal combustion engine, finding ways to improve fuel efficiency, power output, and reliability at a much faster pace than human calculations alone would have allowed. Additionally, AI could have streamlined the manufacturing process, introducing early forms of automation that reduced errors, increased production speed, and lowered costs. This would have made automobiles more accessible to the public sooner, potentially leading to the mass production of cars earlier in history than what actually occurred. For the airplane, AI would have been instrumental in overcoming the significant technical challenges associated with powered flight. The complexities of aerodynamics, engine performance, and structural integrity required precise calculations and testing, areas where AI could have provided significant advantages. AI-driven simulations could have allowed engineers like the Wright brothers to model flight conditions and test different wing shapes, propulsion systems, and materials without the need for extensive and time-consuming physical prototypes. This would have shortened the development cycle for airplanes, leading to earlier successes in achieving controlled powered flight. Moreover, AI could have been used to enhance the safety and stability of early aircraft, making them more reliable and thus accelerating their adoption for both military and civilian purposes. Beyond automobiles and airplanes, AI's influence would have likely extended to other emerging technologies of the time. For instance, the development of telecommunications systems such as the telegraph and telephone could have been enhanced by AI's ability to optimize signal transmission and manage complex networks. Similarly, in medicine, AI could have aided in the design of early medical devices, improved diagnostic techniques, and even played a role in the discovery and mass production of pharmaceuticals, contributing to public health advancements. The ripple effects of AI's early development would have been felt across multiple industries, leading to a period of rapid technological growth and innovation. As AI systems became more sophisticated, they would have pushed inventors and engineers to explore new possibilities, breaking through the limitations that had previously slowed progress. This could have resulted in a technological landscape where breakthroughs in one area, such as transportation, quickly inspired advancements in others, creating a feedback loop of innovation that accelerated the overall pace of technological development. In this alternate history, the early development of AI would have acted as a powerful accelerant for technological advancements like the automobile and airplane. By providing the tools needed to solve complex engineering problems more efficiently, AI would have shortened the time from concept to reality, bringing the future closer and setting the stage for an era of unprecedented innovation. The result would have been a world where the technological marvels of the 20th century arrived earlier, reshaping society, economy, and culture in ways that would have had lasting impacts into the 21st century and beyond. The early development of AI in the 19th century would have profoundly influenced the scientific revolutions of the early 20th century, particularly in fields like quantum physics and relativity. These areas of study, which required complex mathematical frameworks and deep conceptual shifts, would have benefited greatly from AI's ability to process vast amounts of data, perform intricate calculations, and model theoretical concepts that were otherwise difficult to grasp. In the realm of quantum physics, AI could have played a pivotal role in analyzing the experimental data that was crucial to the development of the field. The early 20th century saw physicists like Max Planck, Niels Bohr, and Werner Heisenberg grappling with the behavior of particles at the subatomic level, where classical physics no longer applied. AI systems, equipped with advanced algorithms, could have been used to detect patterns in experimental results that were not immediately apparent to human researchers. This capability would have allowed physicists to test hypotheses more rapidly, refine their theories, and explore the implications of quantum phenomena with greater precision. Moreover, AI could have assisted in the development of the mathematical frameworks that underpin quantum mechanics. The abstract nature of quantum theory, with its probabilistic interpretations and complex wave functions, required a level of mathematical rigor that was challenging to achieve with the tools available at the time. AI-driven systems could have been employed to automate and verify the calculations involved in quantum theory, helping physicists to navigate the intricate equations that describe the behavior of particles. This would have sped up the process of formulating and validating the foundational principles of quantum mechanics, potentially leading to earlier breakthroughs in understanding the nature of matter and energy. Similarly, AI would have had a significant impact on the development of Einstein's theory of relativity. The theory of relativity, both special and general, introduced revolutionary concepts about the nature of space, time, and gravity, challenging existing paradigms and requiring a deep rethinking of physical laws. AI could have been instrumental in modeling the complex geometries of space-time that are central to general relativity. By simulating how mass and energy warp space-time, AI systems would have provided valuable visualizations and predictions that could have helped Einstein and his contemporaries refine their theories. Furthermore, the calculations required to test the predictions of relativity, such as the bending of light by gravity, time dilation, or the precise movements of celestial bodies, are incredibly complex. AI could have automated these calculations, allowing for more accurate and efficient testing of Einstein's theories against observational data. This would have enabled the scientific community to validate relativity more quickly, leading to earlier acceptance and exploration of its implications for cosmology, astrophysics, and other fields. The influence of AI on these scientific revolutions would not have been limited to theoretical and computational assistance. AI could have facilitated new experimental techniques and instruments that were crucial to advancing these fields. For instance, in quantum physics, AI might have been used to design more precise experimental setups or to manage the vast amounts of data generated by early particle detectors. In the study of relativity, AI could have helped in the development of instruments capable of measuring subtle gravitational effects or detecting cosmic phenomena predicted by Einstein's equations. In this alternate history, the early integration of AI into scientific research would have accelerated the pace of discovery in quantum physics and relativity, pushing the boundaries of human knowledge and reshaping our understanding of the universe. The collaboration between human ingenuity and machine intelligence would have led to a deeper and more rapid exploration of the fundamental forces that govern the natural world. As a result, the scientific revolutions of the early 20th century might have unfolded more quickly and with greater precision, laying the groundwork for even more advanced theories and technologies in the decades that followed. If AI had been developed in the 19th century, humanity might have taken several alternative technological paths, leading to a world markedly different from the one we know today. The early integration of AI into society and industry would have influenced the trajectory of various technological developments, shaping everything from industrial processes to societal structures in ways that diverge significantly from our historical reality. One potential alternative path could have been the accelerated automation of industry, which might have led to the early obsolescence of many forms of manual labor. With AI capable of performing complex tasks that required both precision and decision-making, industries might have become highly automated much earlier than they did in our timeline. This could have resulted in a society where human labor was focused more on creative and managerial roles, while machines handled most of the production work. The early shift to an automation-driven economy might have sparked earlier debates about income distribution, job displacement, and the role of humans in an increasingly mechanized world, possibly leading to the development of social policies like universal basic income or advanced retraining programs decades ahead of their time. Another alternative path might have involved the early exploration of space. With AI providing significant advancements in mathematics, engineering, and computational power, the challenges of space travel could have been addressed sooner. AI could have been used to design more efficient propulsion systems, calculate the complex trajectories needed for interplanetary travel, and manage the life support systems necessary for extended missions. As a result, humanity might have embarked on space exploration during the late 19th or early 20th centuries, establishing the foundations for a spacefaring civilization much earlier. This early push into space could have led to the development of space stations, lunar bases, or even missions to Mars long before they became feasible in our timeline. In the realm of communication, AI might have driven the development of advanced telecommunications networks far earlier than they appeared historically. AI systems could have been employed to optimize and expand telegraph networks, manage radio frequencies, and even lay the groundwork for early forms of digital communication. This might have resulted in a global communication infrastructure that was more interconnected and capable of handling vast amounts of data, leading to the early emergence of an information society. The proliferation of AI-driven communication tools could have also influenced the rise of global media, changing the way information was disseminated and consumed, possibly leading to an earlier globalization of culture and ideas. Transportation might have taken a different trajectory as well, with AI contributing to the development of more sophisticated and efficient transportation systems. Beyond just accelerating the invention of automobiles and airplanes, AI could have led to the creation of advanced public transportation networks, including high-speed trains or automated mass transit systems. These AI-driven transportation networks could have been integrated into urban planning, leading to the development of smarter, more connected cities. The increased efficiency in transportation might have reduced the need for large urban centers, enabling more decentralized living arrangements and possibly altering the pattern of urbanization that characterized the 20th century. AI's early development might have also influenced energy production and consumption. AI could have been used to optimize the extraction and use of resources, leading to more efficient energy systems. This might have spurred the earlier development of renewable energy sources as AI systems analyzed and optimized the use of wind, solar, or hydroelectric power. Alternatively, AI could have contributed to the early exploration of nuclear energy, leading to its widespread adoption much sooner than in our timeline. These advancements in energy technology could have reduced humanity's reliance on fossil fuels earlier, potentially mitigating some of the environmental challenges that became pressing issues in the 20th and 21st centuries. In this alternate history, the early development of AI would have opened up a multitude of alternative technological paths, each with its own set of possibilities and challenges. Whether through the automation of industry, the exploration of space, the advancement of communication, the transformation of transportation, or the evolution of energy production, AI would have fundamentally altered the course of human progress. The world that emerged from these developments would have been shaped by a different set of priorities, challenges, and opportunities, leading to a future that, while familiar in some ways, might have been profoundly different in others. The early development of AI in the 19th century could indeed have paved the way for the creation of an early form of the internet or a similar communication network, revolutionizing the way information was shared and accessed across the globe. The combination of AI and the rapidly advancing telegraph and telecommunication systems of the time would have provided the necessary foundation for a network that connected people, ideas, and data in ways that were unprecedented for that era. AI systems, with their capacity to process and manage large amounts of data, could have been integrated into existing telegraph networks to optimize message routing and ensure faster, more reliable communication. This AI-enhanced network might have begun as a more efficient and intelligent telegraph system, capable of handling increased traffic and managing complex communication needs across continents. Over time, as AI technology advanced, this network could have evolved into something resembling an early version of the Internet, where information was not just transmitted, but also stored, processed, and retrieved by intelligent systems. Such a network might have been used initially by governments, businesses, and academic institutions, providing a platform for the exchange of vital information related to commerce, science, and diplomacy. AI could have managed vast repositories of data, allowing users to query these databases and retrieve information almost instantaneously, much like the search engines of today. This would have fundamentally changed the way knowledge was accessed and shared, breaking down barriers of time and distance that had previously limited the spread of information. Moreover, AI could have facilitated the development of early forms of digital communication, perhaps through advanced encoding and decoding techniques that allowed for more complex messages to be transmitted via telegraph lines. This might have led to the creation of a proto-email system, where individuals could send detailed, formatted messages to each other across great distances. Over time, as the technology matured, this system could have expanded to include not just text but also rudimentary images or data files, setting the stage for a more interconnected and data-rich communication environment. The potential for AI to integrate and manage multiple communication channels could have also spurred the development of a network that linked different forms of communication, telegraph, telephone, radio, into a single cohesive system. This integrated network might have enabled a more seamless exchange of information, allowing users to switch between different modes of communication depending on their needs. The result could have been a more versatile and accessible communication infrastructure, one that prefigured the interconnected digital networks of the 20th and 21st centuries. In this alternate history, the development of an AI-driven communication network in the 19th century would have accelerated the globalization of information, commerce, and culture. As more people gained access to this network, the spread of ideas and innovations would have been greatly enhanced, leading to a world where knowledge was more democratized and collaborative efforts in science, technology, and the arts flourished. The early internet, powered by AI, would have reshaped not just how people communicated, but also how they lived, worked, and thought about the world, laying the groundwork for a future that was interconnected in ways that we recognize today, but realized much earlier than in our own timeline. A world where AI was developed in the 19th century would differ significantly from our current world in numerous ways, reshaping the trajectory of technological, social, and geopolitical developments. The early integration of AI into society would have fundamentally altered how industries evolved, how people lived and worked, and how nations interacted on the global stage. First and foremost, the industrial landscape would have been transformed. With AI playing a central role in automation, the Industrial Revolution would have accelerated, leading to an earlier and more profound shift away from manual labor. Factories powered by AI-driven machines would have produced goods at an unprecedented scale and speed, reducing the need for large human workforces in manufacturing. This shift might have led to widespread changes in the labor market, with many jobs becoming obsolete and new roles emerging that required different skills, particularly in managing and maintaining AI systems. Society would have had to adapt to these changes, possibly leading to earlier debates about income distribution, job retraining, and the role of technology in the economy. Socially, the impact of AI would have been immense. Education systems would likely have evolved to focus more on creativity, critical thinking, and technical skills, as routine tasks were increasingly handled by machines. The early introduction of AI might have also led to a faster pace of urbanization, as cities became hubs of technological innovation and economic activity. However, the automation of industries might have exacerbated social inequalities, as those with access to AI technologies reaped the benefits, while others, particularly in less developed regions, struggled to keep up. Culturally, the presence of AI would have influenced the arts, literature, and philosophy in profound ways. The Romantic and later modernist movements might have incorporated AI as both a symbol of human ingenuity and a source of existential reflection. Artists and writers could have explored themes related to the relationship between humans and machines, the nature of consciousness, and the potential consequences of creating intelligence. This might have led to a richer and more varied cultural landscape, where the questions raised by AI influenced the direction of artistic and intellectual endeavors. On the geopolitical stage, the early development of AI would have shifted the balance of power among nations. Countries that mastered AI technology would have gained significant advantages in economic production, military capabilities, and global influence. This could have led to new forms of imperialism, where technologically advanced nations used AI to exert control over less developed regions. Conversely, the spread of AI might have also enabled smaller nations or even non-state actors to challenge traditional powers by leveraging AI-driven strategies in warfare, diplomacy, and trade. The result would have been a more complex and dynamic international order with AI as a central factor in global politics. In terms of technological progress, the early development of AI would have likely accelerated many other areas of innovation. Transportation might have advanced more rapidly, with AI contributing to the early development of automobiles, airplanes, and even public transit systems. Communication networks could have evolved into an early form of the internet, connecting people and information across vast distances and fostering a more interconnected world. The pace of scientific discovery would have quickened as well, with AI aiding in the formulation of theories, the analysis of data, and the simulation of complex systems, potentially leading to earlier breakthroughs in fields like medicine, physics, and biology. Overall, a world where AI was developed in the 19th century would be one marked by faster technological advancement, deeper social and economic transformations, and a more intricate geopolitical landscape. The early presence of AI would have touched every aspect of life, creating a world that, while sharing some similarities with our own, would be fundamentally different in its rhythms, challenges, and opportunities. If AI had been developed in the 19th century, but then suppressed or abandoned due to ethical or practical concerns, the trajectory of technological and social progress would have taken a dramatically different path. The initial excitement and potential that AI brought to the industrial and scientific communities might have quickly given way to fears about its implications, fears that ultimately led to a collective decision to curtail or entirely halt its development. The suppression of AI could have stemmed from a range of concerns. Ethically, the idea of creating machines that could mimic or even surpass human intelligence might have been seen as crossing a dangerous line. Religious leaders, philosophers, and even some scientists could have argued that AI was an affront to the natural order or divine will, sparking widespread moral panic. The fear that AI could diminish the uniqueness of human thought and creativity might have led to movements that pressured governments and institutions to ban or heavily regulate AI research. Practical concerns would have played a role as well. The economic implications of AI, particularly its potential to displace large numbers of workers, might have caused significant social unrest. Labor unions and other worker organizations could have opposed AI, fearing mass unemployment and the destabilization of traditional industries. Governments, wary of the political and social ramifications, might have responded by imposing strict regulations or outright bans on AI development, effectively stifling its growth. The abandonment of AI would have left a technological vacuum, forcing humanity to find alternative paths for progress. Without AI, industries would have continued to rely on human labor and simpler machines, potentially slowing the pace of the Industrial Revolution. The focus might have shifted to refining existing technologies rather than pushing the boundaries of intelligence and automation. This could have led to a world where technological advancements occurred more incrementally, with less disruption to social and economic structures. Culturally, the abandonment of AI would have influenced how society viewed technology and innovation. The fear of AI's potential might have cast a long shadow over other emerging technologies, leading to a more cautious and conservative approach to scientific progress. The arts and literature might have reflected this shift, with themes of restraint and the dangers of overreaching becoming more prominent. The memory of AI's potential and the decision to suppress it could have become a recurring motif in stories about the limits of human ambition and the importance of ethical considerations in technological development. Geopolitically, the decision to abandon AI might have created a more evenly balanced world, with no single nation or group of nations gaining a decisive technological edge. Without AI-driven advancements in military technology, the arms races of the 20th century might have unfolded differently, possibly leading to less destructive conflicts. The absence of AI in warfare could have meant that battles were fought with more traditional means, relying on human strategy and bravery rather than automated systems. This might have led to a world where technological prowess was less central to global power dynamics, and where diplomacy and human skill played a greater role. However, the suppression of AI might not have lasted indefinitely. As new generations of thinkers and inventors emerged, some might have revisited the idea of AI, arguing that with proper ethical frameworks and safeguards, it could be developed responsibly. This could have led to a revival of AI research in the mid-20th century or later, but under much stricter oversight and with a more cautious approach to its deployment. The delay in AI development would have meant that many of the technologies and capabilities we associate with AI today would have emerged much later, altering the timeline of technological progress and the shape of modern society. In this alternate history, the decision to suppress or abandon AI would have had profound and lasting effects, shaping a world that advanced along different lines. The tension between the potential benefits of AI and the ethical and practical concerns it raised would have continued to influence how humanity approached technology, creating a more measured and possibly more humane trajectory of progress, but one that might have left certain possibilities unexplored for a significant period. The development of AI in the 19th century could have profoundly influenced the evolution of other sciences, particularly fields like psychology and sociology, which were themselves emerging and evolving during this period. As AI introduced new ways of thinking about intelligence, behavior, and social organization, it would have prompted scientists and scholars to rethink foundational concepts in these disciplines, leading to new theories and methodologies. In psychology, the existence of AI capable of mimicking or even replicating human thought processes would have forced a reconsideration of what it meant to be conscious, to think, and to learn. Early psychologists might have turned to AI as a model for understanding the human mind, using it as a tool to simulate mental processes and explore theories of cognition. This could have led to the development of cognitive psychology much earlier than it historically emerged, with AI providing a tangible framework for testing hypotheses about how the brain processes information, forms memories, and solves problems. Furthermore, AI's ability to perform tasks typically associated with human intelligence, such as learning from experience or making decisions based on incomplete data, would have raised important questions about the nature of consciousness and self-awareness. Psychologists might have debated whether AI could truly replicate the experience of consciousness or if it was merely simulating thought without any genuine subjective experience. These debates could have influenced the direction of psychological research, leading to early explorations of topics such as artificial consciousness, the nature of the self, and the limits of machine intelligence. Sociology, as a discipline concerned with the study of society and social behavior, would also have been impacted by the advent of AI. The ability of AI to analyze large datasets, model complex social systems, and simulate the behavior of groups would have provided sociologists with powerful new tools for understanding social dynamics. AI could have been used to test theories about social structures, cultural norms, and the factors that influence human behavior in a society. This might have led to more sophisticated and data-driven approaches to sociological research, as AI allowed for the modeling and prediction of social phenomena on a scale that was previously impossible. Moreover, the integration of AI into society would have itself become a subject of sociological inquiry. Sociologists might have studied how the presence of intelligent machines influenced social hierarchies, labor dynamics, and interpersonal relationships. The role of AI in reinforcing or challenging existing social norms and power structures would have been a key area of interest, leading to early discussions about the social implications of automation, the ethics of AI, and the potential for machines to either perpetuate or disrupt inequality. The influence of AI on psychology and sociology could have also led to the development of interdisciplinary fields that combined insights from these disciplines with AI research. For example, a field like cyberpsychology might have emerged in the 19th century, focusing on the interaction between humans and intelligent machines, exploring how AI affects human behavior, identity, and mental health. Similarly, socio-cybernetics, a theoretical approach that views society as a complex system that can be analyzed and modeled, could have developed earlier, with AI playing a central role in understanding and managing social systems. In this alternate history, the development of AI in the 19th century would have had a profound impact on the trajectory of psychology and sociology, driving these sciences in new and innovative directions. The questions raised by AI about the nature of thought, consciousness, and social organization would have pushed scholars to explore new theoretical frameworks and methodologies, leading to a richer and more nuanced understanding of the human mind and society. This cross-pollination of ideas between AI and the social sciences would have shaped the evolution of these disciplines, creating a world where the boundaries between human and machine, individual and society, were continuously redefined and re-examined. The development of AI in the 19th century would have profoundly altered the trajectory of human evolution and society's relationship with technology, leading to a world where the boundaries between human and machine were blurred much earlier than in our own history. This early integration of AI into everyday life and industry would have set humanity on a different path, one where technology was not just a tool, but a partner in the evolution of society and possibly even biology itself. From an evolutionary perspective, the widespread use of AI could have influenced the course of human development in several ways. As AI took over more physical and cognitive tasks, humans might have evolved to become more dependent on machines for survival and daily functioning. This reliance on AI could have led to changes in the way humans use their brains and bodies, potentially reducing the need for certain types of physical labor and manual skills, while increasing the importance of cognitive and social abilities that facilitate interaction with complex technological systems. Over generations, this could have resulted in a society where intellectual and emotional intelligence, rather than physical strength or manual dexterity, were the most highly valued traits, possibly leading to shifts in how humans evolved both biologically and culturally. Society's relationship with technology would have undergone a fundamental transformation as AI became an integral part of human life. With AI systems embedded in everything from industrial processes to personal decision-making, humans would have had to rethink their roles in the world. Technology would no longer be seen as a mere extension of human capability, but as an entity with its own forms of intelligence and agency. This could have led to a more symbiotic relationship between humans and machines, where both adapted to each other in ways that went beyond simple tool use. This early fusion of human and machine intelligence might have also sparked ethical and philosophical debates about what it means to be human. As AI systems became more advanced, questions would have arisen about the rights and status of intelligent machines and whether they should be considered as extensions of human will or as independent beings with their own purposes. These debates could have shaped the development of laws, social norms, and cultural practices that reflected a new understanding of the human condition in a world shared with intelligent machines. Furthermore, the early development of AI could have accelerated the pace of technological innovation, leading to the emergence of more advanced forms of biotechnology and cybernetics. The concept of enhancing or augmenting human capabilities through technology might have taken hold much earlier, potentially leading to the development of cybernetic implants, AI-driven prosthetics, or even early forms of brain-machine interfaces. These technologies could have allowed humans to merge more closely with their creations, leading to a future where the line between human and machine was increasingly difficult to distinguish. As society became more intertwined with AI, the nature of work, education, and social interaction would have changed dramatically. Jobs that were once essential might have become obsolete, replaced by roles that required managing and collaborating with AI systems. Education systems would have shifted focus to teaching skills that complemented AI, such as creativity, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence. Social structures might have adapted to a world where AI played a central role in decision-making, governance, and even personal relationships, leading to new forms of community and interaction that were mediated by intelligent machines. In this alternate history, the development of AI in the 19th century would have fundamentally altered the course of human evolution and society's relationship with technology. Humans would have evolved alongside their creations, leading to a world where technology was not just a tool, but a partner in shaping the future of humanity. This symbiotic relationship would have opened up new possibilities and challenges, forcing humanity to continuously redefine what it means to be human in a world where intelligence and agency were shared between biological beings and the machines they created.